your super saving summer sale.
All things are possible if you only believe. Sitting at home all alone, wondering what tomorrow may bring. He of little faith, dig deeper within. Healing the sick, he raised the dead, he walked on the sea. He worked miracles if you only believe. Only believe, only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. If you only believe. Lord, show me the way to do your will, and I will obey. I want to be your servant. On my knees I pray. Lord, give me strength to carry on. Please lead the way, because I believe. Yes, I believe. If you only believe, only believe, only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. Sitting at home all alone, wondering what tomorrow may bring. He of little faith, dig deeper within. Healing the sick, he raised the dead, he walked on the sea. He worked miracles if you only believe. Only believe, only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. Only believe, only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. If you only Lord, I'm ready. Lord, I'm ready. I'm ready. Lord, I'm ready for your call. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for your call. I know you will let me when I'm falling. could see. Even when I was down on my knees, you set me free. Lord, you bring my shield from my enemies. In your loving home, that's where I got to be. To stay within your grace for the rest of my day. Lord, I'm ready for your calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for your calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, oh gosh, you move them all away. Lord, I turn to you when I'm in need. Your love is just like the air I breathe. Heavenly Father, you're truly a friend indeed. There is so much that I got to say. I could go on about you every day. Your name I will always praise for the rest of my days. Rest of my days. Rest of my days. Heavenly Father, yeah. Lord, I'm ready for your calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for your calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Your grace is all that carries me. Through the dark you shine your light so I could see. Even when I was down on my knees, you set me free. Lord, you bring my shield from my enemies. In your loving home, that's where I got to be. To stay within your grace for the rest of my day. Lord, I'm ready for your calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for your calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all my listeners and viewers. Welcome to Rebel Radio. Yes, as we continue on the recovery road. Yes, as you know, Hurricane Melissa devastated sections of the country and thousands of Jamaicans are, struggling. The damage is excessive. We are going to start this evening by looking at the agricultural sector and the cattle industry. The Ministry of Agriculture announced yesterday that the damage to agriculture is near 30 billion. Yes. Okay, I have with me here this evening one of the farmers in the Breadbasket parish of St. Elizabeth, Mr. McCurdy, and the president of the Cattle Breeders Association, Mr. Gale. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes.
Let me correct you. Not president of the Cattle Breeders Society.
Hello?
I am Edwin Gale. I am the public relations officer of the Cattle Breeders Society of Jamaica.
Okay.
And also the director of the Jamaica Agricultural Society.
All right. Okay, sir. All right. So let me start with you then, Mr. Gale. So far, what has been your findings?
Well, as you know, let me first say, like I said, good afternoon to our listeners again, and let me empathize with all who have suffered, this devastation of Melissa, and especially the livestock farmers. As you know, in our area, out of that $30 billion losses so far to the agricultural sector, as the minister has reported, a significant amount of that would have been livestock farmers. And, the cattle industry fare no better, especially in the western to the central region of the island. So far, reports coming out with significant damage, especially in, like the Westmoreland, all the farmers, especially the small farmers who wouldn't have had the necessary infrastructure to take care of the animals. In Manchester here, Windhark was reported that they have lost about 18 calves. I have had reports of a farm out in St. Ann who have lost 2 animals. I also know of a farmer down in a small farmer in Wales who had a 1,000-pound young bull who was being ready for sale, and a tree fell on it, and it actually lost his hoof and he lost that animal.
Yes.
Those are significant, but the loss to the cattle industry is more so infrastructure.
Yes.
The infrastructural damage is horrendous. Down in St. Elizabeth, you have in the West, there's the West farmer, Dr. Carl Wellington. He has reported a lot of animals, but all his infrastructure have been destroyed. His houses, farmhouses, all of them have been destroyed, and there are significant damages to West 1955 limited. As a matter of fact, up to yesterday, Dr. Wellington couldn't access his wife's farm because the roads have been blocked. There's significant damage to road and infrastructure. So I've also the Minard estate in Brownstone, the government estate, that have been significantly damaged. Most of the buildings have been damaged. All the electrical wiring have been destroyed. As a matter of fact, it would have been tomorrow that we should have been hosting the annual Minard Livestock Show and the festival, and that had to be cancelled.
Yes. Okay.
We also have news down in Current, and I spoke to over the weekend to Mr. Noel Ascap, former MP and minister. He has suffered damage to his dwelling house and to his dairy building.
Yes.
So the damage has been widespread, and you can imagine, these Mozambique was the last one. We also got news that Bengal Farm has suffered significant infrastructural damage that is out in the border of St. Ann and Trelawney.
Yes.
And it goes on. As far as I know, you will possibly have to speak to Mr. Trevor Bernard, who is president of the Small Ruminants Association.
Yes.
But the news that has gone so far, a lot of small farmers have lost significant amounts of especially goats to Melissa.
Yes.
So the livestock industry has suffered tremendously presently.
Yes, terrible, sir, terrible. I spoke to Mr. Bernard, and I know that he's touring St. Elizabeth today, looking at what the destruction, but as you indicated, yes, there has been widespread losses of the small ruminants, goats and sheep and those animals gone.
Right, and especially as where small farmers are concerned, who would have had the infrastructure to safeguard the animals, out in Westmoreland. My own family member out in Westmoreland in Darlington, I have reported so far that he has lost some kids and about 9 mature goats so far. I know of farmers up in close to me here in Manchester. One farmer who had lost 6 bucks. And I spoke with a young lady yesterday who lost also a buck to Melissa. And the news are just coming in day by day.
Yes, sir. Yes. Mr. McCurdy.
Yes, sir.
I suspect that there's nothing left in the ground in St. Elizabeth.
Well, you speak the right word.
Yes?
Yes, the right word you speak, because I'm telling you, industry wipe right out at the moment.
Wow.
Right out, and I know myself, 50-year-old, at first I see the next time they will come and leave some little thing in the ground.
Yes.
But this one wipe out everything that you can think of. What is not flood out? The breeze, the wind, trim them down to the ground.
Yes, sir.
Top gone, everything. Many people who stop, they tap them now. Gone like Beryl, then take them off the last time. In terms of top taking, I think when you reach down to the Vineyard Road to Black River and to Burn Savannah, Black River, go back to White House, go over Pizza, back over those places. Wipe out more on our area district.
Yes.
In terms of house stuff, but in terms of farming, we totally gone district.
Okay.
Wipe out, because I got thousands of sweet pepper sucker. Just plant out. I got cucumber, 10,000 cucumber seed, 10,000 sweet pepper, and I have eggplant. But just start there, scallions, with ready to reap, and everything just bank right down. The scallion not too bad, but there's another thing happened to the scallion now after the rain. The army worm come down on them.
Okay.
So it's another problem that again for the industry, as the white throat scallion easy for bounce back, but whoever then save little.
Yes.
But the army worm up to this morning I just sprayed, and 21 days that spray take to come out of it.
Yes.
So imagine what people is going through. Some people don't have water, they don't like in our areas yet, because the light have to come from Junction and I think Tapkill got light already, because the post never destroy up that way. Must run from Mandeville come down. So those here got light, and it will be running from there, come down to the Barber Hall or Treasure Beach, way from that end. So it take time coming down the hill.
Yes. So,
yeah, man.
onions, tomato.
All of those things wipe out.
Gone.
Remodel. Everything what we're thinking about is remodel.
Yes. So we can, as the minister pointed out, we will have to look to import some of those things, those things.
Well, there was importing a lot of those already, so why not continue in times of difficulty?
Yes.
They already, it was a heavy load before, so, why not continue?
Yes, yes. Cabbage gone too, right?
Yeah, man, cabbage gone. Because a couple ground may have little bit in it, and how cabbage they already begin to sprout and so forth.
Yes.
So that is it. Who don't wash out and then begin to sprout. So I guess it's just the last of what, like the cabbage and little carrot that leave in the ground. You will see in the market this weekend. Next weekend, I think everything is the final episode. Yeah.
Yes.
So it depends on overseas. So who not plant already? Myself, now I'm a man who jump out back already because I have I plant back 10,000 cucumber and 3 leaf in back already. So I guess by December, so I know I will find back because I would start pick cucumber if no more weather. So you have to jump out back, but it's not many people can jump out like me for financial very tight and some just shock in shock. You lose your house, you have to rally around your house and etc. So
Yes, sir. Yes.
And like some people lose a lot of chicken that they have on fridge and so forth, and some lose a lot of the bird. Them tap gone, them fence break down, and etc. But I never hear about a lots of goat. Couple people like round Hanslow area there that flood very bad. A couple of them lose hogs and goat around there.
Yes, sir. Yes. So it is replanting time, and it is going to take
replanting. Who have the strength can go out.
Yes.
And the water also, I know every year the rain is not falling down here at the moment. I hear that some rain forecast setting for here, so I don't see it for myself. But the water is another thing to jump out, so it's very, very difficult contact out there. It's very, very difficult to rally around because the water is one, financial is another. The motivation is another. So it's all go round and round and round because people are feeling it left, right, and center.
Yes, sir. Yes. Can well imagine. It is
a tough picture to look on. It's a picture that we see in show, but we are facing it at the moment in front of me.
And certainly it is going to take some time to.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, going to take. It's a long, rough road ahead of us. Yes, it is. Yes. So, Mr. Gale, you expect that there's going to be some shortage of meat?
Well, there's going to be shortage of everything, and the problem we face, and my brother said there, even if you have crops that were mature and could have been salvaged, so in some areas there's no route to get to any market. And one of the problems you're going to find is that, pre-lastly is going to increase because once people are hungry, they will have to find food. And surely, if you, as a matter of fact, just 2 days ago, we heard of an incident where they found a truck out before us that was transporting animals. We don't know whether it was animals that died that were trying to get into the market, or it was animals that the slaughter was trying to get into the market. So you can imagine this is one area that the Predator Lasting unit have to be very,
vigilant.
Urgent, vigilant and urgent about what they're going to do, because you can imagine that with the Christmas period coming up and with there's no economic activities around, then you can imagine what is going to take place as far as last meal of cattle and small ruminant and further last meal as far as crop goes.
Yes, sir.
And one other problem is that, first and foremost, like Mr. McGrady said, we'd have to concentrate on houses and infrastructure damage before they think of getting back into farming.
Yes.
And one of the problems is that we're going to source material from, because a lot of the farm stores in the areas that would have had supplies, most of them have flooded, most of them have lost their supplies. So that is one of the situations, and with the supplies that are available, the cost is going to go up, and also the farmer would have lost his everything outlay of crops. So there's no economic viability to purchase seedlings and things. So it's few farmers might be in a position to bounce back. A lot of the small farmers, I hate to think what is going to happen. I don't see how they're going to come back. When you think of, even the large like cattle farmers, to clean up the debris and trees that are fallen and broken wires and to repair wires to get back pastures in shape. That is going to be horrendous. I hear something that some people might just give up and don't even bother.
Yes.
So it when you look at, because if you, especially in St. Elizabeth, where I traveled out into areas like Balaclava, going down into Magati, Appleton, Silo, Taunton, areas like those. I don't know how the small farmers will ever gonna come back.
Yes.
With all the gifts that might be coming in, it is a tall order ahead of us.
Yes. Well, I heard the Minister of Agriculture saying that they are going to be giving away thousands of seedlings and chemicals. So let us see how that will.
But if you would have read in the paper where one farmer, for instance, one egg farmer said he lost 45,000 layers.
Yes.
Not 4,500, 45,000 layers.
Yes.
Just keep that to think. You're talking about that is 45,000 eggs per day,
Yes.
So when you compound all of that today, Shad, how the farmer gonna get back and achieve?
Tough. It is a tough road ahead. A very tough, long and tough road. Yes.
Right, it is. Like I said, and we have to bear in mind that a lot of farmers, especially the smaller farmers, have yet came out of the ravages of the rain.
Yes.
And this is the first time, in our history, that we have had back-to-back hurricanes within the period of 16 months.
Yes.
And hurricanes of that magnitude.
Yes, sir. It is going to be tough. Yes. Mr. McCurdy, what are your final words?
Well, my final word to the Agriculture Minister, I hope him come out rapid and put the farmers them, or even part of the farmers them who are professional farmers back on track, that
yes.
they deliver. Not just give to who going to put the seed or sell the seed, or got the seed at their resident. Give the farmer, let them go. And surprisingly, I don't see nobody on the street up till now. I don't know if they're shocked or whatever, but I just don't see anybody out there trying to mobilize, neither to the house or to the agriculture sector.
Yes, sir.
So I just hope this time is very broad indeed. But I think on the South Belt here, we know the real bread basket, and they know that it's a quick place with the red soil. I think they should in these areas mobilizing the farmer to hit back the road.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank both of you very much. And
but before you go,
yes,
we have to bear in mind that some of even those officers, they have been badly damaged too, so some of them can't even get out. And the roads
that is
right.
That is what I'm saying.
yes.
Right, and also, even although we have a lot of flooding taking place in some areas, places like right now in Manchester here, we have this content area that is devastated, and I hear that Newmarket, all around Newmarket, is being flooded at this time. So all of those is gonna create so much a challenge. So with that out of the woods, that is from areas I just heard of some landslide taking place down in Hanover.
Yes.
So rain are still projected. So it is.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. The 5-day rain, that is a troubling trend also.
Right, it's not a pretty picture that is being painted at this time.
Okay.
Especially for farmers.
Yes.
For farmers, I can imagine some farmers who might lose some of our farmers, older farmers, those out of stress.
Yes.
Yes, well, for them not going to come back. That is a definite, a very worrying trend. But all the farmers were going putting out the effort, they're not going to come back.
Yes.
Yes,
All
they're just going to throw in the towel.
Yes. Okay, as I said, thank you very much, gentlemen. And we have to continue to help one another and do whatever we can to get back on the track.
We just hope and pray for all our farmers that have been affected, that somehow, somewhere, some aid will get to them and they and their family can rebound.
Okay.
Yeah, and I express that word also, because they need it.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Yeah, man. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
You're most welcome.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, that, as we said, we were just looking at the impact on the farming sector. Yes. Let us take a break. This is Rebel Radio.
Everybody sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hard
Oh, Jamaica rise, we're built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores,
We're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky.
JPS, powering what matters.
Yes, as you say, we are looking at what the damage to the sector. And I have with me Mr. Clue. Good evening.
Good evening,
Yes.
viewers,
Yes.
listeners.
Yes. Mr. Clue is one of the farmers in the small ruminant sector. Yes. And so Mr. Clue, you and what have you, did you suffer any losses?
No.
Okay.
There was only a minor issue where a fence fell down, but that's about it.
Yeah.
In comparison to others, I didn't suffer any damage.
Yes. So what have you heard from your colleagues?
What I've seen so far, is really heartbreaking, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Really heartbreaking, man. The amount of losses and there are initial losses and post losses.
Yes.
Yeah, man, there are post losses, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because for farmers who prepared as best as they could and who didn't lose roof and stuff like that due to wind and whatever. Those would have suffered. After the event, losses are the animals that were stressed.
Okay.
That died due to stress-related issues, and those that died due to pneumonia-related issues, respiratory issues. Yeah, so there are farmers who are suffering due to that.
Okay. So I would imagine that thousands of animals are gone.
Yeah, man. There are a lot of animals that's been lost to the sector.
Yes.
I was looking at some preliminary numbers earlier this morning, where Khalil Brown, to my knowledge, was doing a project to see the impacts, and the numbers that I saw were really chilling. The numbers that I saw was 3,180 goats, sheep and goats, died, which is an estimated 31 million lost by the sector.
Yes.
And that is animal feed, infrastructure, and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. So it is really going to be a long road to recovery. I can also imagine that one of the issues there is the damage to the fields. So it is feed is going to be an issue too, because the animals cannot be fed, and correct me if I'm wrong, cannot be fed on bag feed alone. They need grass.
Yeah, so the grass and stuff, they got a high amount to take the water logging. Those will be okay. So in terms of feed for the ruminants, in terms of forages, they are kind of okay on that end.
Okay.
Because once the sun comes out, the grass will just rapidly take off and stuff. So in terms of that aspect, the ruminants are okay.
Yes.
But if they have the underlying respiratory problems, they won't bounce back as readily.
Okay. Yes.
They won't so even with the abundance of food, there's still some amount of caution. And then due to the fact that rain, there was a lot of rain, and now we're getting the sun, there's also the possibility of worms becoming an issue.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so there's an issue. The farmers have to take that into consideration that worms might be an issue. So letting out the goats to graze immediately is still a bit of a concern.
It is risky to do that.
Yeah, it's a bit risky. It's a bit risky. And then in normal parasite loads, it's a bit risky to do that. So you'll be trying to get them to get warm, get some amount of sun, and trying to bring them back to some level of normalcy.
Yes.
But you still end up facing an additional problem of the worms.
Yes, sir.
So it's still I think that is gonna take more from the farmer to purchase this medication and to get the animals back into condition. So it's not so much about the bag feed, because the bag feed doesn't really, in this case, it's not a quick fix with the bag feed.
Yes.
Because if the animals are still stressed and they're not active enough, the bag feed is just another problem.
So animals, it is likely possible that many animals will have health issues. What are some of the things that you think should be done now to recover for farmers in the small ruminants industry? What are some of the things that are required for recovery? Some of what?
Definitely.
Yes.
Try as best as to get some amount of infrastructure up. Checking, they need to be checking their water sources.
Yeah.
And they definitely need to be getting vitamins into the animals as quick as possible. Because the vitamins are going to be very essential now to get the animals some amount of normalcy. So the vitamins are definitely going to be in high demand right now for the animals.
Yes. Okay. And as you said, they have to check on their water source.
Yes, man, because you could having some waterborne diseases, and for some areas where the water is stagnant and stuff like that, you need to take those things into consideration, because letting out the animals to graze and they're drinking from this stagnant water, you don't know what kind of disease or what these waters what is in these waters that can possibly pose some harm to the animals.
Yes, sir. I understand. Well, let us see what can be done and what must be done in order to revive the small ruminant sector, because it is an important sector. And you see that December is usually a month where there's a high demand for mutton. You see that this December they will not be able to meet the demand.
The demand was being met before, so that's a definite issue for this December. But separate and apart from that, you might just have a case where some farmers possibly, and this is just my speculation, that some farmers will inadvertently just give up on the sector, and in order to get rid of the stock, they might just start to slaughter the stock.
Okay. Yes. Well, let us hope that
you might have cases like that. So
yes,
we just have to wait and see it. I hope none of these farmers don't leave the sector, because we need to be growing the sector, not contracting it.
Yes. So
I'm really hopeful that these farmers don't give up and leave the sector. But if they do, we have to give them some grace, because we don't know the immediate effects of the trauma of losing and seeing a lot of your hard work going down the drain. Yes. A lot of farmers lost considerably amount of money in terms of structure. Because I came across a video of Damien Crawford's farm, and that alone would have break anybody's heart.
Yeah.
Because from the video that I saw, there were scores of dead animals. Scores of dead animals.
Whoa.
And that's just the animals. The damage to the infrastructure itself, that the roofing and everything, the sides, a lot of damage. A lot of damage, and that's in St. Mary. Yeah. So imagine what happened in Hanover, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, and places like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a lot to think about, and as I said, the damage and the devastation that has been done would break anybody's heart.
Okay. All right, Mr. Clue, let us do whatever we can to try and help each other to survive this crisis. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. That was Farmer Johan Clue there, telling us what has happened to the small ruminant sector. Yes. I want to show some videos of Chester Castle in Hanover. Let us take a break.
God, when I'm in awesome wonder, consider all thy works thy hand doth make. I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the woods, the forest glades I wander, and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur and hear the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. I think of God, His Son, not spirit, sent Him to die. I scarce can take it in. Then on the cross, my burden gladly bearing, He bled and died to take my sins away. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. That sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, Almighty God, how great thou art. I need you, Lord, right now. Yeah, yeah. I must tell Jesus all of my trials. I cannot bear these burdens alone. In my distress, He kindly will help me. He loves and cares for his own. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. I cannot be. My burdens are low. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus can help me. Only Jesus alone. I must tell Jesus all of my troubles. He is a kind and compassionate friend. If I ask him, he will deliver. Make all my troubles quickly at hand. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. I cannot be. I must tell Jesus. My burdens are low. Burdens are low. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus can help me. Only Jesus alone. What must I do when worldliness calls me? What must I do when tempted to sin? I must tell Jesus, and he will help me over the world, victory to win. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. I cannot be. My burdens are low. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus can help me. Jesus can help me. Only Jesus can help me. Only Jesus alone. To all the mothers out there, the ones that have passed and the ones who are still here with us, God bless. I remember Mama and the love that she gave. Building her bedside, I could still hear Mama say, people are better than you, George. Don't you let them down. I remember Mama in a happy way. We went to school Might have seemed empty, but it was more on others' hand. In that low, way deep down inside me, I remember Mama, the happy day. I remember Mama, the happy day. Mama is sleeping in the bosom of Jesus Christ. Somehow I know she's smiling at us right now. One day I see her again, happy and will be. I remember Mama in the happy day. I remember Mama in the happy day. Brothers and sisters, they're living far apart. Although Mama's gone, she's right there in her heart. We're all gonna pull together and stay in the holy place. I remember Mama, happy day. I remember Mama, happy day. Grandma, I miss you. Dad, I miss you too. For those of us who lost loved ones, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Lord Almighty. Yeah. Now Mama is sleeping in the bosom of Jesus Christ. Somehow I know she's smiling at us right now. One day I see her again, happy and will be. I remember Mama in the happy day. I remember Grandma in the happy day. I remember Dada in the happy day. I remember you all in the happy day. Mama, I remember you in the happy day. I wanna thank you, Lord, for all you have done. Yeah, He was there just in time to rescue me. He was there just in time to rescue me. I was lost in a world of sin, but He was there to take me. He was there just in time to rescue me.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is holding up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
And vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky.
JPS, powering what matters.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and as you know, we at Rebel Radio, we try and keep in touch with our brothers in the Caribbean, our brothers and sisters, because as you know, we are one people and we have to keep close with one another. I know our Caribbean brothers and sisters are with us during this recovery period. I know that. Let us skip over to Suriname, and I have with me Eureka Tijana, senior journalist over there in Suriname. Hi Eureka, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good. I want to tell the Jamaican people that we in Suriname have followed the different things that are happening in Jamaica, the news, and we do extend our power to the people in Jamaica. We know we stand for resilience in the Caribbean, and we know and believe that Jamaica will recover from this.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Eureka. Right at the moment, the country is on a recovery road now. Thousands are still homeless, and the need for water, shelter, and food is very high. Yes, at the moment. Yes, but
I understand.
Yes. What's happening in Suriname?
Well, in Suriname, we have a president who came from the climate conference in Belém, and we are hoping that finally the world will hear that climate change is a real deal. And that we, as a forested country, more than 90%, is keeping our promise to the world to not deforestate, but then we would have to have some compensation also for keeping our forests in place. So that's the big message. And of course, the Amazon came together in the land to really talk this through, because we as Amazon countries in the north of South America, we really have this alliance together. So it was nice that this message was communicated at COP. We have also, I've read a lot of reports on how the geopolitical influence is working in the region, and we also see it in Suriname now. We have a lot of Chinese investors who want to come and invest in Suriname. That's something that's a part of a discussion now in our country. Yes.
Yes, that is good news, and so I know that Suriname is in 2 years' time. Suriname supposed to join up with Guyana in oil drilling. I know that.
Yes.
And I know that the country is preparing for that now. Yeah.
Yes, so we are moving to 2028, first oil up. That's what is said that will happen. 2028, first oil up, and we see the economy already anticipating on that. A lot of meetings, but also we have a new hotel now, Radisson. But we didn't have the Radisson franchise yet. Now we do have it. There are coming more. There will be one more full-service Marriott that's going to be ready next year. So our economy is adjusting to the oil and gas, the need that the oil and gas industry will bring along. We see a lot of that going on. Total signed with one of our homegrown companies called Restream now for port facilities. So we see the economy is slowly but surely changing and taking a new force, a new dynamic. We see things happening.
Yes, just hold it there, Tijan, while I try to get one of our colleagues from Trinidad to join us. Let me just try and get him. But you, based on what you have seen so far, the new government, the new administration,
yeah,
they are on the move.
Yes, they are on the move. Of course, our country just finished a very rigid IMF program in the last years.
Yes.
So we have a lot of institutional restructuring, but we don't have a lot of money, and the IMF program has ended. So we are still looking for how to restructure some of our debt problems. We still have a lot of debt. So a lot of institutional strengthening is not happening yet. And we also have a lot of we have a lot of nurses leaving, a lot of teachers leaving. So that is one thing that is really impacting our country at the moment. A lot of schools don't have enough teachers to really have all the classes running all at once. So it does have a big impact on our country that we don't have enough money to pay for these services.
Yes, we have joining us now. We have Jensen Lavend, another one of our colleagues from Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, Jensen. How are you today?
Hi, good afternoon, Desmond. I'm good, man, and good afternoon to your guests as well, your fellow guests.
Yes,
or co-hosts. I'm not sure.
Yes, you have your.
Hi, how are you?
We are with you,
not too bad.
Eurita Tijan out of Suriname. One of our colleagues, you know. Yes. So how are things in Trinidad?
Right now we are calm. There was a lot of buzz yesterday with regards to the USS Ford making its way into the region.
Yes.
Today we were upset about something totally different, which is no more feds at one of the cricketing, one of the stadiums, the Grand Cricket Academy.
Yes.
So that is taking up a lot of our attention today.
Yes.
So we're giving Venezuela and the US war a break for this day.
Yes. Okay. And you know, Jensen, I continue to follow the Guardian. And one of the things that I see there, the killings, the shootings.
Yes, I hear the killings and the shootings. In Trinidad are on the rise. How are you guys dealing with that?
It's on the rise compared to a couple of weeks ago when it was down. I mean, overall, it's down.
Okay.
We must mention that. Overall, it's much less than it was last year. I think by half.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's total. But in the last couple of weeks, there was a uptick in the amount of people killed in a very short space of time. So that was causing some sort of concern in the last couple of weeks. It has sort of plateaued now. So we haven't heard of much killings per week as we were last week. Well, not even last week. A couple of weeks before, we were getting all sort of 10 and 11 and 12 a week.
Yes.
As compared to probably 2 or 3 before that. You know, so there was a slight uptick, but still below the figures from last year. So we must say thank God for that. Now it's sort of mellowing back out to the 3 to 4, and it's kind of crazy to be saying these kind of things when it comes to human lives, that we are mellowing to 3 and 4 murders per week. But when you have 3 and 4 per week from a time when there was 3 and 4 per day, it's much better. Not quite where we want to be, but much better.
Yeah. Now tell me something, Jensen, that like in Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean, it's the young people who are mostly involved in these acts. Am I right?
Yeah. Between the age of 18 to, let's say, 40. A couple of years ago, it was we're seeing some people older than 5 being involved and being killed as well. So you could say from 18 to probably 40, 45 is the age bracket where you're seeing. In terms of the victims, most of them fall within the 20 to 25 to 40 age bracket for victims. That is victims on the gang-related violence. The other incident, well,
we lost Jensen there.
Who was shot?
Yeah, repeat that for a Jensen.
Side of the gang-related activity. I was just saying gang-related victims.
Yes.
Which tend to have an age range between 20, 25 to 35, 40. We have other types of killings, and the age group in that is anybody gets it. Which oddly enough is the name of one of the gangs. And I was just mentioning just on Sunday, there was a homicide where a 63-year-old man was killed.
Wow.
So outside of the gang-related activities, there is no age group that we can look at. It's from born to, however old you are. And those are isolated incidents where most of the cases is robberies that went wrong, stray bullets, and these things. This particular one that I mentioned on Sunday, that seemed to have been a targeted attack. The police are still working on that, and they haven't given us much information as to the motive. But it came under the guise of a kidnapping for ransom.
Yes.
Half the ransom was paid, and the guy was still...
Yes.
Can I ask a difficult question?
Sure.
See, in my part of the Caribbean, people are not so amused by the decisions and saying, because of course we don't like the military influence of America in the region. But she's saying that Trinidad and Tobago is no longer a zone of peace because of the killings you are mentioning. What is the general feeling of the people in your country regarding her statement that she welcomes the American military influence in the region?
A lot of people are of the opinion, if you would ask the government, they would label those people as opposition members. But a lot of people are of the opinion that this has nothing to do with drugs. This is your political move that the U.S. is making, that even U.S. officials are condemning. This has more to do with the U.S. asserting dominance on an oil-rich, mineral-rich country, because that oil-rich, mineral-rich country no longer partners with them. So that is a general consensus. But as I said, if you were to ask the government, they would say that those people are. Yeah, you're just saying that because you're a member of the opposition. But if you were to ask even government officials and government members off record and by themselves, what is your true thoughts? Chances are, if they trust you enough, they would tell you that they are not in support of this. Though I won't put my head on a block and say that, but I suspect that if you get them alone, they may be against it. Mostly because of a lot of the people in the government are lawyers by profession and lawyers by education. So some of them may not have been practicing law as much as, but they do have their law degree, so they do understand, at least to some extent on paper, the rule of law and and presumption of innocence until proving otherwise. So they would get the whole concept of you can't just bomb a suspect out of the water. But because we're in a political arena, you have to circle the wagon. You know, and this is what we are seeing with regards to the government right now. A lot of people are circling the wagon because I could bet every dollar that I have and will ever have that had the current opposition been doing or saying the exact same thing, then they would have been opposing it. You know, so I don't believe, I don't think anybody believes them when they say this is about, you know, ridding the country of drugs and things. And I don't think there is a true correlation between the U.S. involvement and a reduction in murders, because there was a steady reduction even before the U.S. came into the picture. So there can't be any correlation there. If you want to make that, then that is fine, but you would have to also factor in that long before there was a significant drop. So was that the criminals were anticipating and fearful from before? The answer is no. You know, so that correlation doesn't exist. At least it doesn't exist in the minds of those who are observing the trend and observing the numbers from an objective standpoint. But if you were to ask them, they would say, this is the best thing that we ever had. Kudos to Donald Trump. And as the Prime Minister said, kill them all violently. A statement that she has not retracted or backed down from. You know. But the general consensus is this has nothing to do with us and drugs.
Yes.
Thank you for the answer.
And Jensen, how are people reacting to the budget? I see where, for example, the government made some announcement that it has kept a promise that it made on the campaign, and that is about paying the public servants some more money, and they have announced that they are going to do that. But I also observed that thousands of workers were laid off. You know, how are people reacting to that?
Well, the laying off came before the budget, and they were upset. They're still upset with that. They are claiming that the programs, these were very short-term contracts.
Okay.
They are claiming that the programs were filled with corruption, and they need to deal with it. Okay. And to be honest, one of them for sure, from since time immemorial, was linked with corruption and criminal activity. That is the Unemployment Relief Program at URP. So without a shadow of a doubt, that has corruption in it. So scrapping that, a lot of people aren't too upset about it. I think what is upsetting, or what upset a lot of people about that, is the immediate implementation. So it's like today for tomorrow. So if you had plans of being employed in that program for a month or two again, one day you were working, the next day you were out of a job. And that sudden removal of income is what upset a lot of people. Not necessarily the motive behind it. There's another school of thought that because these programs may, in some people's mind, be linked to the opposition, and as part of the ensuring that the opposition remains in opposition, you take away their bread and butter, which is these supposed make work programs. Okay. So I said that to get into the budget. They came into the budget not expecting to be re-employed, even though there is talk of them getting some sort of new sustainable employment. Yes. And the question has been raised during the budget, where is the money going to come from? That wasn't fully answered. And that question was also asked about the promise to increase the public servants' pay by 5% for 2 negotiating periods, so 10% over a 6-year period. The government gave the commitment to begin negotiations, and we must stress that, to begin the negotiations at 10% for those 2 periods, not that we're going to sign off on it. So it could go more, who knows? But it starts at the base of 10%. The PSA is expecting, I don't know why they're expecting this, but they're expecting that to be settled and signed off by the end of the year. I am no accountant, but understanding from my covering of these things for some time, that usually takes a couple months before it's fully implemented and rolled out. And since the money was never allocated in the budget for such a payment, it is unlikely that will be rolled out within this calendar year.
Yes.
It may be in the fiscal year, because we do have a midterm review of the budget, and you can go and ask for more money, and you can probably budget for that in the middle of the fiscal year, which is sometime around March, April, around there, next year. So who knows? It may happen within the financial year, but in the fiscal year, in the calendar year, I don't see that happening at all. All the gurus are agreeing with that position. It's too late to calculate all of that expenses and as well find room, because it was never budgeted, to pay these workers out. Now, they can't settle. They can't make an agreement to sign off on the 10% within the calendar year and have people, with high hopes going into the new year that to get that money by the end of this year. So they are, on paper, upholding their end of the bargain. They are fulfilling their promise by beginning negotiations at 10%, but to pay it off, there's man actually. That and a yellow donkey you may never see.
Yeah. And when is the court date for the minister? I see where a minister.
I forgot his name as well.
I forgot his name.
That hasn't been decided as yet. That was an old matter that had to be reintroduced via the DPP's office. So he has to file the indictment, and when he does that, then it goes to the court, and the court will set a date for David Lee to appear in court. But so far, we haven't heard anything with regards to that, which is not. There are people who are waiting for a decade and a decade plus for their matters to be called in the High.
Okay. Yes.
Right. Given his position, but I wouldn't expect anything within this calendar year of him going to court.
Okay. Yes. So, Eureka, your government, the government is a new government. How is it performing since election? What are some of the main things it has done so far?
It depends on who you ask.
No, Eureka.
If you ask the opposition,
Eureka, I'm asking you because Eureka, the government in Suriname is also a new government.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. How is the government performing? Well, people are not very happy. We have seen a lot of, because in Suriname, the political culture goes like this. When we have a new government, a lot of the heads of different companies that are state-owned are changed. The heads are changed, and also the different bodies that control those heads. We call them in Suriname the RPCs. The boards are changed, and we see a lot of the boards being political friends, not really people who are Yes, people who are, let's say, they are not suited for the position. We see a lot of them taking those positions. So there's a lot of anger because of that. We had hoped that with the new government, we would also have better governance, better leadership, but people are not satisfied with the way things are going now.
Wow, yes.
Yes.
And I know one of the reports that I received before election was the high cost of living. And
yes.
What are they doing to address that?
Well, because in Suriname we have a fluent currency, so people, depending on how high the currency is for the dollar, people calculate how much they get. So some people get $300 only, US dollars, if you calculate it, for the whole month. And if you look at prices rising, prices for gas, prices for, like you said, cost of living, that's why people are leaving. A lot of people are leaving to the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. And we have a big shortage of nurses and teachers. That's why they're leaving. You know, that there's no way you can make ends meet with so little budget.
Okay. And the government has not, has the government indicated how it intends to address that issue?
Yeah, so they're talking to different importers to make sure that the basic goods that everybody uses always is going to keep at a certain price. But you know, the importers don't really they don't want to listen to this government, because they were very keen to supporting the government that left. So this government has to set up a big lobby to make sure that the importers really want to listen to them. So it's still going to be a long road.
Okay. Well. Yes. I have to say thanks to both of you for keeping us abreast of what is happening. And as you know, we are one people, so we have to keep in touch with one another.
Yes.
So
yes, thank you for that.
Yes, so thanks very much, Eureka, and thanks very much, Jensen.
Yes.
No problem at all, Desmond. It was a pleasure.
Okay.
Take care.
All right.
Power to Jamaica. Bye.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, that was our Caribbean colleagues there, Eureka Tijan out of Suriname and Jensen Lavender out of Trinidad, keeping us abreast of what is happening to our neighbors. Yes. This is Rebel Radio. Let us take a break.
Everybody sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky.
JPS, powering what matters.
Okay, welcome back, and we are going over to St. Lucia now. Yes. Well, as you know, we have had elections so far in Jamaica, Guyana, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, and now we see elections coming up in St. Lucia. We also know that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Prime Minister there, Dr. Gonzalez, has promised election for this year. So December 21, I think it will be the big day in St. Lucia. I have with me now Mr. Earl Bosque, and Earl is a senior Caribbean journalist, you know, one who has his eyes and ears all over the Caribbean. Earl, good evening. How are you today?
Hi, thank you. Good evening, Desmond. I'm okay. Just the internet has not been well here long before Melissa.
Okay.
But let's see how best we do it today.
Right, right. So elections are around the corner. Is
right around the corner. It's on the first day of December.
Right.
Actually, 2 weeks and 4 days away.
All right, all right. And based on what I have seen, is the incumbent party is confident of victory. Is that so?
Very, very confident. Very confident. But the political leader of the ruling party often reminds supporters that the election isn't won until the last vote is counted, and that they need to come out and vote. Yes. That's the only way you're going to win, and not by that we measure in the pre-election period.
Yes, yes. And
so it's going to be...
Yes, sir.
It's going to be our 12th. It's going to be the 12th election in St. Lucia since independence in 1979.
Yes.
And as per usual, as in most Caribbean countries, we were a two-party system, two-party state. So the two traditional parties that have formed government ever since statehood in 1967 continue to dominate the landscape.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that there are 17 seats up for Parliament has been prorogued as of Monday of this week. The elections writ was issued by the Governor General on Monday as well. And nominations day will be the 21st of November, and the election will be on the first day of December. So by Christmas, everything is over.
Okay, yes. Now, what is the current situation in Parliament? How many seats the government has?
The government has 15 seats, and the opposition only 2.
Okay. Well, and based on what you have seen, Earl, how is the opposition? What are the possibilities for the opposition? Do you see them?
It is difficult. It will be difficult if we are to measure by public reaction responses during the campaign. We have a situation where the two parties have been traditionally split down the middle with a 10% swing vote among your middle class, urban middle class voters. There's always a 10% swing. new voters and undecided. But at this point in time, there is hardly a St. Lucian voter who has voted before, who has not made up his or her mind. And even among the new voters, they too have been living in St. Lucia for the last four and a half years. Actually, it's 4 years and 4 months since the last election on the 26th of July in 2021. And the two political leaders, the Prime Minister announced the election last Sunday evening on the 9th of November. And he went through, in a 13-minute address, he went through his party's record, not in total because that's too much to do in one broadcast, but he outlined the vision, the promises that were made, and indicated that those promises had been kept in a document called From Promises to Reality. It's a 35-page document outlining his achievements in the last 4 years and 4 months. Interestingly, neither party has put out a manifesto. And with the election in 2 weeks' time, traditionally manifestos, as you will remember in Jamaica not too long ago, manifestos unfortunately come out long after everybody has made their minds up, and they serve as influencers of voters, but more as a record of the promises of each party, so whichever wins can be judged on the basis of promises. So interestingly, the Labour Party, the ruling party, has, instead of a manifesto at this point, issued this 35-page document looking at 35 different sections of achievement.
Okay.
The Prime Minister's address also figures to support his claim that his administration inherited, it was in shambles, and that in the instance of handling the foreign debt, he gave the local and foreign debt. Interestingly, it was a nationwide address in which the Prime Minister had long promised that he would have rang the election bell on that night. So his address was awaited by St. Lucians at home and abroad. And to address the opposition leader on Monday night, the 10th of November, in which he was saying that the government has achieved absolutely nothing. So the party has nothing to be judged upon. He and his party have changed from their 4.5 years in the wilderness, and that they ought to be given a chance to implement what they didn't get a chance to implement in the last election, and to fix what they claim the last administration or the current outgoing administration did not fix or broke up. So invariably, the opposition is offering to do better without offering specifics. And the specifics are generalities. We will handle the economy better. We will implement the things we didn't get to implement. We will give free education at the highest tertiary level. And we will do better everything that this government has done. So while responding to the government's achievements, it is saying, listen, we will do better. Now, if you speak to reporters, journalists, and persons who can offer independent opinions, they will tell you that the campaigns are a chalk and cheese campaign, and that it is very likely that the government will get a second term. Yes. It is not yet possible to say whether they will get all 17 as they claim they are going for, but and everything else has been on the side of the ruling party, and the least one can say is that from all appearances it will win again.
Okay, yes.
That will be significant because it will break the last three elections saw the last four elections since 2006. Mm-hmm. In the first three, each of the parties internally was given the same 6 mandate successively. The SLP had it, the UWP had it once, the SLP got it in the next 5 years, the UWP got it in the next 5 years, and this time, in 2021, the SLP got it. However, in 2021, the SLP not only won, but they won by a significant majority. They won 13 seats.
Yes. And
there were 2 independents who won their seats, who have since joined the government. So the government has had a 15-2 majority in Parliament throughout its existence, and it has quietly done significant things like pull away from the Privy Council, yes, and with more than a 2/3 majority has done many things, and is promising that in the next term it will take St. Lucia into republicanism.
Okay. So, for example, on the question of on housing, education, crime, and let me ask you a question. How the government, the existing government, what has it done, and what are its plans to address landlessness in St. Lucia?
That is a very interesting question. In 1980, there was a national land reform policy implemented, which looked at the post-slavery ownership of land, and it was a significant development in which ownership was found to have been used significantly, inherited lots of land that were owned by slave masters, invested in churches like in Jamaica, in churches like in Jamaica and everywhere else. Christians who leave their property to the Church of the Lord. The current government, what it has done now is, in 1979, something called the Project for Development, and that was to address the landlessness situation in urban areas by ensuring that persons who occupied government land for over 30 years would be able to file and receive ownership, yes, by virtue of that 30 years occupation. That program has now been extended not only to urban but to rural areas. It is now a national program. And through the monies from the CIP, the Citizenship by Investment Program is going into house and land arrangements, because historically, you give somebody land, they need a house. They need somewhere to live on it.
Yes.
The house they've been living on, they couldn't have done much to it because the land was not theirs. Now they have the land. They want a better home. So the approach now is land, house and land, so that if you inherit the property, you immediately get access to the Solution Development Bank and other entities where loans will be made available at special rates to such persons.
Yes, sir.
And that is something that is working out. However, a serious problem is that policy does not apply to owning private lands. But as you also know from the Jamaican experience, there are people who left land and gone away and never come back.
Right.
It has been occupied in some cases for over 50 years by persons who don't own it. But since it is private land, the government cannot occupy it and hand it over to those occupying it. But that has to be addressed, and there may be in the future legislation that would address that issue when and if it becomes clear that, for example, the persons have died or they died intestate, and there is, no traceability. They will have many of those situations. But nonetheless, ownership is something that has been increasing under any of the current administrations, but as part of the land reform law that was passed in 1980, 1 year after independence.
Okay. And so, how would you rate the government performance in addressing these pressing issues, as I said, these social issues like, as I said, housing, education, health care?
Education, health, crime.
Yeah.
Okay, the government, the Prime Minister, as he indicated in his address, his government, his party's philosophy is one of putting people first.
Okay.
And on that basis, from the day he took office, he was sworn in as Prime Minister on July 28th in 2021. His first national address on the 1st of August, which was Emancipation Day, he indicated that despite the fact that his party had won the election, his government would be inclusive and that it would be governing for all.
Right.
He has, in fact, kept that promise, and this is the first ruling party that could point to, as it does, having delivered on election promises at every sitting of the House. There have been 50 sittings of the House over the 4 years and 4 months since the last election, and House meetings take place monthly, except when necessary in between. And at each and every one of those, like I said, the Prime Minister has been able to wave his manifesto from the last election and say, this law that we are implementing was a manifesto promise, but not for our people, it's for everybody. Right. So on that basis, you've had situations where, for example, the government has paid all outstanding wages due to public servants and also gave them a 14% increase. And last year gave a Christmas bonus, which was the very first time. As of last year, the government has also raised the monthly payment for pensioners to, as the Prime Minister said, give them the dignity as the ones who have built the country. The social programs program has been one of increasing the payments to the sick and needy, those at home and in their communities. The unskilled workers program has been made permanent, so it is no longer a seasonal program for Christmas and around holidays, but that is a program where unskilled workers get work in communities on a permanent basis, whether it is to clean the beach, cut the grass on the roadsides, or do basic things that do not require academic skills.
Yes.
But in order to be able to allow people to take something home. On the issue of crime, this administration has spent by far the most on expenditure towards national security. Over $200 million has been spent on providing the most vehicles, the most firearms, the most updated equipment, including drones, including IT equipment for the police, construction of new police headquarters, construction of halls of justice, so that the courts can all be located in one place. On the question of health, the St. Jude Hospital, which burned about 15 years ago, has finally been completed, and it will most likely be commissioned before the election. The Prime Minister indicated it is ready for commissioning. And while many people thought that the timing of the election would have been dependent on the opening of that hospital, which is a national affair, it would look like the Prime Minister got both takes. He was able to call the election and promise that the hospital is ready for commissioning during the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
St. Lucia has also become the only country to establish a gang, drugs, and a unit that addresses gang warfare, because gang warfare has been very significant in the loss of lives in St. Lucia over the last decade, and the government that there is a mobile police station, a police station that drives into communities, so detains people, have them in the lockup inside of that vehicle, which is a former fire vehicle that was converted, interestingly, by the Japanese at the request of the local police. So a lot of those initiatives are taking place. The Marine Police now have not only better equipment, but they also have speedboats and the sort of individual craft, that they could ride the waves and enter places that were previously inaccessible, and where drug smuggling and other forms of illegal activity was taking place. Mm-hmm. So while crime is not reducing at the level that everybody would want in order to feel comfortable, it has been a gradual reduction in the murder rate and in the general crime rate in the last 6 months.
Okay. Well, based on what you have told us, Earl, it would appear as if the government the government has a list of achievements that they can boast about, and based on what you have said is that it is likely that the voters are going to give them another chance there. right? And
St. Lucia and anyone will most likely give you that same analysis.
yes, yes. So therefore, December 1, which is, as you said, it is just a couple weeks away, then...
Yeah, 2 weeks and 4 days.
Yes, St. Lucia.
But 3 days before that will be St. Vincent. St. Vincent is on the 27th of November.
Yes.
3 days before St. Lucia. And there you have a tight race because the ruling Unity Labour Party led by Dr. Prime Minister Gonzalez is running for his 6th consecutive term.
Yes, right.
He is in his 80s and running for his 6th consecutive term, aging but and the election, as Dr. Gonzalez method of operation, the election is going to coincide with observance in St. Vincent of Thanksgiving Day.
Yes.
And while the opposition has been traditionally regarded as unable to mount a winning platform, this time around the opposition is counting on what it considers to be an increasing number of persons that might have grown tired of Prime Minister Gonzalez's leadership.
Yes.
However, his party has, over the last 5 years, engaged in a number of developmental projects that have similarly brought positive responses.
Yes, yes.
Tourism has gone through the roof thanks to Sandals having not only opened a Sandals hotel but also opened the Beaches, the hotel on the island, which has multiplied its visitor potential and really put St. Vincent on the tourism map.
Yes.
There is also the fact that St. Vincent is the only CARICOM country that does not have a citizenship by investment program, because Prime Minister Gonzalez insisted from day one that citizenship of his country is not for sale, and therefore stayed out of it. And he has been able to show that St. Vincent hasn't lost.
Right.
That as a matter of fact, it has been able to construct a new airport. It has been able to construct a new international conference center that hosted the presidents of Guyana and Venezuela at the Agile Accord. It has been able to increase its agricultural export.
We have lost
St. Vincent to Nile, etc. And foods in the Windward Islands are not available. It will generally be difficult to judge the government out on this of it. On is frustration, and particularly with growing public.
You are breaking up the world, yes.
Going to be young people. So the part there is to get people to be tired of this old man,
yes,
and they need somebody new.
Right.
But unfortunately, they still have like in this.
Yes, yes. Earl, we have to leave it there. We are breaking up. We have lost him now. Earl Bosque. Yes. but you heard Earl there giving us a good rundown. Earl? Hello, Earl.
So we good?
Yes. We have to.
Hello.
Yes, Earl. We lost you for some last part of what you said, but we have to end our talk at this time. We have exhausted the time. But let us say we have to be continued. Thank you very much.
Yes, to be continued. We will reconnect. Have a nice day.
Okay. That was Sina St. Lucian, Caribbean journalist there, Earl Bosque. Yes, telling us what is happening in St. Lucia and St. Vincent. Those two countries are going to be having their elections next month. Yes. So we look forward to see what is going to happen. Let us go for a break now. This is Rebel Radio.
Everybody sale at new budget supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, insect and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hamburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring and more. At Tools, hardware and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Oh, Jamaica rise, we're built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're reaching heights, energy that lights the sky.
JPS, powering what matters.
Yes, welcome back. And you know it's Wednesday and it's time for, as you know, food security. Yes, this is where we link with a number of our Caribbean farmers. Yes, as we talk about agriculture. Right now, Jamaica's agricultural sector has been destroyed by hurricane. And, you know, one of the things that I see where we'll have to import food, some food items. And I sincerely hope it would be a good thing if our Caribbean farmers could take up the opportunity. I see where we have Mr. Sadler of Jamaica here, Mr. Godfrey Enos from Bahamas, Mr. Carl Smith. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have Mr. Leslie Major as well.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Good afternoon.
Mr. Carl Smith and Mr. Sadler are two of our new members, Mr. Sadler, good evening to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes. Mr. Carl Smith.
Afternoon.
Mr. Carl Smith.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. You have to introduce yourself to me. You are from?
Bahamas. I am with Godfrey.
You are with Godfrey. Oh, okay. All right. Yes.
And Mr. Mintz, yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Good afternoon and welcome. Mr. Sadler. Yes. What is happening, Mr. Sadler? As you know, the agricultural sector in Jamaica has been badly hit.
Yes. I am driving now from Kingston.
Yes.
And I am now in White House.
Oh, okay.
I've come through St. Elizabeth. I'm driving, but I have a Starlink in the phone, in the
car.
In the car with me. So
yeah. I'm
able to pick up just about anywhere I want to pick up.
Okay.
So I am observing. We are manufacturers of Akis, as you well know. We are one of the largest processors.
Mm-hmm.
And coming through St. Elizabeth, which is an area with tremendous amount of Akis, representing about 30%
yes.
of total output. And I would say like 90% of that is destroyed. The trees are destroyed.
Yes.
Some of them are uprooted, and some of them are broken in half. And what is left, we're looking at a recovery of about 2 to 3 years.
Yes, sir.
These trees.
Yes.
So this morning I was at a meeting with our association, and we are now going to convene a minister with the expectation that rather the major section that deals with the support for agriculture will embark on a program, a tree planting program, to see if we can put in additional trees.
Yes.
I get farmers to put in 10, 15, 20 trees per farmer.
Yes.
And so that at some time we'll have the supply back to what it used to be, even more.
Yes.
But as you said, it is devastating. Seeing just the photograph is not enough.
Yes.
You have to drive and see. Like, I'm seeing everything here.
Yes.
Devastation, unbelievable. Houses, like 80%, 90% of roofs are gone. Beautiful homes.
Yes.
All along the coast. Coming from White House, coming along that side. All those lovely homes that you have there. We're heading now towards Sablama.
Yeah.
And believe you me, we just passed the hotel. And believe you me, lovely homes, beautiful homes.
Yes.
All the rooms are gone.
Yes, sir.
So yes, the agriculture is badly hit. What approach will be used by government to provide any form of incentive to farmers, and of course, at what cost?
Yes.
Because it's a slow process to build it back, and some crops can plant and resuscitate itself, like your vegetables, they can come back with 120 days. But there's a shock with the farmers, a shock. They still can't believe they lose what they have.
Yes, yes.
And the question is, what would they do within the next 3 to 4 to 5 months? Type of economic loss that is there, the social position that they don't find themselves in, that they now have to face with.
Yes,
income is wiped out, that's number one. And how you're going to, the moral support for them to build back, for you to get production back to what it used to be, and even doing it better. It's going to take collaborative effort with the Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Trade and Industry, Minister of Finance, and all the players to incentivize farmers to a certain extent, so that the production can come back to what it was, even better.
Yes, yes.
That is where the challenge is going to come up, you know?
Yes, sir.
So I hope they're up to the task of it. I hope the people in question are up to the task.
Yes, yes.
Because where we are concerned as manufacturers, we're hard hit. One of my factory I'm going to spend about $20 million to Jamaican dollars to repair the roof.
Whoa.
But the physical factor is not the problem, you know. Is the loss of income. I had to lay off another 35 workers last week.
Yes.
You know, we have 4 factories across Jamaica. 4 of them are gone.
Oh, my.
2 of them are still operating.
Yeah.
2 of them are still operating because where they are, we didn't get hit with the hurricane. But it's not the physical factor that affect. It's the income effect.
Yes.
Of these factories, you know. Income effect. You lay off 70, 80 workers that don't know when they're coming back to work.
Yes.
And we can't afford to keep them without any revenue.
No. I understand.
So that is the devastating point of view.
Yeah. I know you
won't be producing in these factories for a long time.
Yeah. I know you are in the export business. What is the impact of this devastation on the agricultural sector and the export business?
Price, man. Price of the existing material that exists. Price. Farmers increase price. Price of scallion is now gone up to $600 a pound.
Wow.
Price of time is now $1,500 a pound. So people doing jerk season have a challenge. Can you convert this and sell it back in the market for the consumer to buy?
Yes.
Price, right here. Supply is another thing.
Yeah.
There's not enough supply, so of course it affects the price. And of course income effect. Everything is devastating. So less product is going to be exported.
Yes.
More product is going to be imported. As you know, we are now importing $1.6 billion worth of food.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is going to happen? No, that's another question. Is the government going to put in adequate controls to ensure that you don't have price gouging? People selling at excessive price.
Yes.
You know, I was just looking at the bag of cement. Where a bag of cement is $1,100, it's selling for $1,840 in St. Elizabeth.
What?
So these are the little things government have to start look at. Because the little man out there is not earning any money, you know.
No.
He's losing income. Everything is gone. Yet he don't have to buy a bag of cement now for $1,840 a bag.
Yes, almost $2,000.
Price of zinc and all these factors.
Almost $2,000 for a bag of cement.
That's right. And he's not making any money, you know.
No.
He's depressed.
Yes.
He's upset. He don't have anywhere to live.
No.
The roof is gone, and yet you're overcharging. So, you know, income effect, social effect, economic effect.
Yes.
On the little man out there, you know, is a serious, serious challenge. This hurricane is blow everybody's mind. You know, going to get a lot of people rich, and a lot of people are going to get poor. Trust me.
Yes, sir. That is something that we have to look about. We have to, because it is based on what we have witnessed, Mr. Sadler. This recovery road is going to be a long and tough one.
A tough one.
Yes.
Leadership is going to be critical. Leadership is going to be critical.
Yeah.
Partnership is going to be critical.
Yes.
How you operate, how you share the whole process of rebuilding between both parties, between the government and the leader of the opposition.
Yes.
And not to say to yourself, well, this is not a Labour Party era, so I don't have to spend no time down there. Trust me, it's not going to work.
No, we can't do that.
Go everywhere.
Yeah.
No, everywhere.
Yes.
So I employ the minister, the prime minister, and all the other people who are in charge. So bipartisan is the process that you have to use to get it done.
Yes, sir, yes. Well, as I said, let us hope that, you know, those in authority will listen, and the unscrupulous among us, those people who, yesterday I was talking to a businessman, and he's an importer, and this was the point he raised with me, that gouging is something that is going to happen, and the government will have to take steps to ensure that they prevent price gouging, right? And yes,
a whole lot of work has to be put in it because I've seen it already.
Yes.
One thing I can tell you though, I have spoken to a manufacturer. I've seen a manufacturer who is selling me material for the reconstruction manufacturer, one of the factories. And honestly say, Arc Industries is a credible firm, and I can assure you that that they have very concessional prices on raw materials.
Yes.
Very concessional prices.
Okay.
And we must commend the owners of that firm for the way they have held their prices for the benefit of the consumer.
Yes.
Which is very good.
Yes.
So they're not overcharging at all.
Right.
Prices I thought I would pay, I'll pay like 50% less.
Okay. Okay.
So I hope they continue the same good job.
Yes. Mr. Ineas, good evening, sir. Good evening again. What do you have to say to the Jamaican farmers?
Well, they are in our prayers, Desmond, and we are hoping that one of the issues that the CARICOM head will take up is insurance for farmers in the region, because this is catastrophic impact on our food security, and our governments need to recognize, and our governments need to recognize that the industry or the sector needs protection.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, you are. I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
And I have Mr. Smith, who's working in disaster protection. He can make a few comments on that.
Yes, I believe the Jamaican government had expressed an interest in participating in the REAP insurance program. That's a regional economical agri insurance program. I got that indication when I was at the CWA in St. Kitts about a month ago.
Yes.
But that is specific for agriculture.
Yes.
I know you all participate in CRIF and received a payout. It's similar to CRIF in that it is a parametric program. But in the case of REAP, which is the acronym for the Regional Economic Agri-Insurance Program, that is specific for agriculture.
Yes.
And the payments are made directly to farmers.
Okay.
Not to the government.
Yes. That is certainly something I hope that they will follow up on that, because we have to recognize that we are in a hurricane zone, because for example, we in Jamaica, we got a hurricane last year, and here we are facing another one, and we are not, the hurricane season is not, we are still in the hurricane season. So one of the things that we have to look at now, we have to look at that it is possible that we can get a hurricane every year. It is possible.
Yeah. But that's when, one of the issues that CAFAN can take up is this issue of hurricane insurance for small farmers.
Yes.
That should be one of the main platforms that CAFAN should project.
Yes, certainly.
I would imagine the large agri-businesses, like the poultry industry, they would have some sort of insurance program. But it's a small farmer who I think is very negatively impacted by these hurricanes, floodings, droughts, those types of issues.
Yes. Certainly. So we have to look at that. Well, only two of us are present this evening, but you remember, Mr. Ineas, that last week we took the decision that we are going to form a subcommittee of the group that is going to review the Kafan Constitution. So right now, what I have sensitized. By the way, Mr. Ineas, you are supposed to send me a name, you know.
I did, and I contacted Mr. Cargo.
No, I don't.
Surprised that he is not.
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. No,
I will send it.
Yes. So, as I said, we are trying to sensitize members of the group for us to start reviewing the Kafan Constitution so that we can, go ahead with we can select what we want from the Constitution so that we can start formalizing our organization. But
right. I have Mr. Minter, who's also by the CWA, and as I mentioned to you, his area of responsibility is trying to get CARICOM products in the Bahamas. So I'll let him say a few words.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Mr. Richards.
Good afternoon, sir.
Well, first of all, my heart goes out to Jamaica, and especially the people of St. Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. And I now understand that the aquifers are alive, and in places like Magati and Newmarket, they're under floodwaters. But I also understand that there is it's going up to 45 deaths in Jamaica. But we as CARICOM nations, as CARICOM states, I think this is a good time for us to show that we will support each other. This is not just a Jamaican struggle. This is a struggle for everybody in the Caribbean, because this could happen to any one of us, and so we need to stand together. We had Hurricane Dorian that sat on the Bahamas for 24 hours. Now in Jamaica, we know that St. Elizabeth took really the brunt of it. And as far as I know, from when I was growing up living in Jamaica, St. Elizabeth was like the bread basket. And so I think the situation that Jamaica is in now, I think it's a Caribbean situation, not just a situation for Jamaica. And so once we get up and running, I think that as a group, as a body, we can get this thing done. So anyhow, but thanks for giving me this opportunity to say something.
Yes, sir. We really am thankful for your advice. Yes, but Mr. Mr. Sadler.
Yes, sir.
As you know, that we will have to import some food, right?
Yes, a lot of food.
Yeah. No.
A lot of building material.
Yeah. Yes.
For the next year or so, year and a half.
Yes.
The import bill is going to go up substantially.
Yes.
And of course, the damage is expected to be between $6 or $7 billion US.
Yes.
And although the country has substantial cash reserves, those funds are not for that purpose.
No.
You cannot go in the NRA and use that money for
reconstruction.
Any form of, Right. It's not for that purpose. Bank of Jamaica doesn't do that.
No.
So the funding has to come from outside, either from grants or loans or that sort of stuff, in order to repair the damage.
Yes, of course.
Now, I already spoke about the insurance, but the amount of money that you will get in from insurance, somewhere between $350, $360 million. That's a drop in the bucket.
Yes.
And you talk about St. Elizabeth, yes, it is hard damage, but if you go to Westmoreland, which I have been through, Savlamar is flat.
Yes.
And if you go to Darlistan, those here where I'm driving towards Darlistan now, every light post is on the ground.
Whoa.
Go to my friend at JPS, and it might take 3 to 4 years before light is on at certain areas in Jamaica.
Yes.
So it's a substantial amount of damage.
Yes.
And where's JPS going to get the money from?
Yes.
They don't have the money. They're going to have to rely on government.
Yes. Well, I know they must.
Next year.
Yes. I know they must have some.
So they're not going to have the money. This is not a simple thing as we look at it,
No.
Looking from the outside. If you drive through the area, looking at screenshots from above, not the same thing.
Yes.
You have been through the place where it looked like a war zone.
Whoa.
When I'm driving here now, every tree, not a tree with a leaf on it.
Oh my.
All the trees are broken too. Yeah. It's like a war zone, man.
Yes, yes.
So it's not coming back for now. So a certain measures has to put in place for the long-term recovery.
Yes.
Not a short-term recovery.
No, sir.
Long-term recovery.
It is going to be a long-term recovery.
And I said, the leadership is going to come in, government has to come in with the current program. Most of the schools are destroyed in this area.
Yes.
Churches are destroyed. When are you going to open back the schools? What plans are you going to put in place quickly to get certain sector back in operation?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Where management and leadership is going to come in and where the government has to put the priorities in place.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm telling you, hospitals are down, schools are down, churches are down.
Yes.
Houses, we just came across the South Coast, those beautiful homes on that South Coast that you see there, and you left coming towards White House.
Yes.
90% of the rooms are gone. These are all expensive houses, you know that.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I know that area.
All expensive houses.
Yes.
Right. I drove through there for the first time today. And I come all the way, and I'm heading to Darlistan now, where I have my factory, one of the factory, which is 60% destroyed.
Wow.
We have a 45,000 square feet factory there.
Yes.
And more than 60% is damaged, totally damaged.
What you produce? What was produced at that factory, Mr. Sadler?
We do pineapple slices, pineapple chunks.
Okay.
We do arches, and we were in the process of setting up a bottled water line over there, which is on hold right now.
Yes.
Until the plant is fit.
Yes. So
the whole section of it is brand new.
Yes.
But that section wasn't damaged. The old side of the factory, which is 25,000 square feet, the roof is gone.
Okay. No, that's a big replacement.
It's a big blow for me.
Yes.
But I say it's not the physical factory that is a concern. The workers are out.
Yes.
They have to lay them off while I'm fixing the place.
Yes. And
the income effect.
How many workers are laid off at that factory?
About 36 workers are laid off.
Okay. So in total, how many workers you have to lay off so far, Mr. Sattler?
I know between all the factories, about 80 workers so far are laid off.
Okay. All right.
So, it's quite a bit of workers that are out of job because one, the uncertainty of the product coming back. The ackee is not coming back until about January or February.
Yes.
That was on the trees destroyed. And it's a rebuilding process. Fortunately, the crop resuscitates itself quickly. But certain areas of St. Elizabeth, that is gone. 3 years resuscitation. 3 years.
Yes. Yes. Boy.
You just have to wait.
Yes. It is really, really.
And of course, the prices of the material that is there, though, we can't buy it because we can't process it.
Okay.
You know, people double up the price. As I said, the price of scallion is $600. You usually buy that for $150.
Yes.
And the price of thyme is usually buy for $200 is $1,500.
Okay. Yes.
The price of pepper is $600, $700.
Yes.
We can't buy it.
Yes.
So the farmers, our producers, will have to go to importation. We're bringing the product from Costa Rica until the supply come back online.
Yes.
So we were doing a product. We do a product for the baking industry, which is the papa fruits, the one that you see go in your buns and your cake and so on.
Yes.
A tutti frutti.
Yes.
We manufacture for all the bakeries. Every papa tree basically is on the ground. They have a 200-acre farm, and that the whole of that papa 100% is on the ground.
Oh my.
So it's a major loss.
Yes.
And of course, we don't want to go to the process where we have to import it from Indonesia. Supply the bakery.
Yes.
We hope it can be resuscitated quickly. Some areas in Portland, some areas in St. Mary, some areas in there are trees there that have not been severely damaged. We hope we can production on that side.
Yeah.
You know.
I want you to just hold it there. Hold it for me, please, for a minute. Let us take a break. This is Rebel Radio. We are talking about food security. Let us take a break.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Oh, Jamaica eyes were built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're reaching heights, energy that lights the sky.
JPS, power in what matters.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio, and we are on food security. Yes, so Mr. Sadler, based on what you have seen so far, is that this recovery program process is going to be a long and difficult one for us. And we just have to do what is possible, all of us, to make it life easier. It is very tough. From what you see, Mr. Sadler, what are some of the the immediate steps you think should be taken now?
Minister has to have a proper survey to survey exactly the extent of the damage. You have to look at this productive sector that have suffered the most damage, those people who have significant contribution towards the productive sector. Then you have to figure out exactly how long will it take you to get them back into production. And then also, what will it take? During their absence out of production, can you provide any meaningful assistance for them? Because they say it's going to take time. And when you have lost income, you have lost a certain amount of enthusiasm to go back into that business. Where in the United States you have a catastrophe, government provide incentive immediately to all the productive sector, farmers that are producing the goods. What type of program would this government use to incentivize farmers to go back? So a good analysis of the entire sector would have to be done by RADA, carried out by RADA, and to assess exactly the extent of the damage and how much input you would have to make, what will it take to get farmers to start producing again.
Okay.
So you cannot just go out there and start throw away money. That's what we don't want government to do. Go out there and say, you're giving this section money, become political and that sort of stuff, but conscientiously analyze exactly what we have lost and how long will it take us to get back on track before we start to do anything at all.
Yes, okay. Got you. Mr. Ineas, you have any words for us?
No, just listening to the commentary. We, as Mr. Ben said, this is a problem that all of us will face sooner or later. It's a terrible situation for us to be in, particularly regional hospitals are so dependent on imports. And with this, in the Southern Caribbean, with this military exercise going on by the Americans, the situation is exacerbated. So we are in a very ticklish position right now, us in the Caribbean.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, we are going to end our program on that note this evening. Right, I want to thank both of you for the time, but we have to keep these issues on the front line because, as we note, that this road to recovery is going to be a very long and tedious one. So let us, let us see what we can do from our end to assist. So thank you very much for your time this evening, and as we say on this program, to be continued. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, we have to end today's program. We curtail this evening program. Yes. We had Mr. Canute Sadler, Jamaican exporter, farmer exporter, and Mr. Ineas, Godfrey Ineas, out of Bahamas. There we had only 2 members on the show this evening. So let us, as I say, thank them very much. And as we note that this is really a long road, a long road for recovery. It is going to be. What we are going to do, let us take a break. No, this is Rebel Radio.
are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I have to carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have failed. You need to borrow, for no one can feel none of your needs that you won't mention. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Please, there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry. I'm right up the road and I share your load. If you just call me, yeah, hold on, yeah. When you need a friend, call on me. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I have to carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. This is for the little child without a father, for that man that doesn't have a place to stay, for that little boy living with hate. This is my story. There's a man standing on the corner. He has no home, he has no food, and his blue skies are gone. Can you hear him cry? Oh Lord, there's a girl searching for a father and a friend, praying that the storm will someday end.
Oh, so rising higher, higher, there's magic everywhere. The expectation of a nation's like music to the air. We're singing a brand new song, marching to a brand new beat. Down the hillside, through the valleys, filling every street. It's time to rise up, stand and take your place. Rise up, shine like the sun. Rise up, rise up. Your journey has just begun. Rise up.
Welcome to another midweek bulletin. This is the world of sports and entertainment. A very short, quick one. Okay, let's start off. The hot topic that is being discussed is, of course, football. And I wouldn't say I'm going to touch anything about the racing at Caymanas Park because I know that they are still doing the impact of Hurricane Melissa, not only at Caymanas Park, but even at many where the horses are bred are being destroyed in the western part of the island. And, you know, if that happens, you know, that some of the horses are not able to do their exercise because it's not everyone, breeders and trainers have access to Caymanas Park where their horses are trained and exercise, so it kind of have an effect on some of the stables that were destroyed on the outside and even at Caymanas Park itself. So they're being given some time by the Jamaica Racing Commission, Supreme Ventures Limited, and they'll give an announcement shortly when local racing will resume at Caymanas Park as soon as they can. Okay, another thing, the JPL, the local Premier League, will be resuming back in December. Yes, and you know some of the clubs, especially Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth, a lot of them have, and those clubs at the western part of the island, their infrastructure is down and there's no way they can play ball at down in Montego Bay or down at Treasure Beach. So kind of affects some of the club from that end, and they are doing some recovery, so they are being given some time before the Jamaica Premier League will come back. Also, ISA is discussing how to truncate the Manning Cup. They haven't made a decision on the DaCosta Cup yet because a lot of schools in the western end, states, and a couple more who is into the second round is being affected, and they're saying that they do not want so just have the Manning Cup and the DaCosta Cup. No, they want to. If they are going to do it, the both competition will have to go through at a day, that's what they say, about tentatively month end this month for the second round of the Manning Cup and the DaCosta Cup to resume. I don't know if they're going to still bother with the Champions Cup, but maybe the Ben Francis and the Walker Cup may be included. I don't know about the Champions Cup, so let's see how this works out in with a truncated season for the schoolboy football. The big thing now is the World Cup qualifier with Jamaica going down to Trinidad. I think it's Thursday, which is tomorrow, and it will be played at the Hazel Crawford Stadium, right in Trinidad. And you know, the call up, everyone is still talking about Trevante Stewart and some other of Jamaica's notable local footballers have gotten a call up. There's this new defender from Brentford that they have recruited. They are waiting for him to get his passport and for him to be a part of the squad down in Trinidad. And one of the reasons why coach McLaren has called up this defender, we are having a backline problem. Backline meaning goals are scored on our team, so we have a defensive thing. We have a lot of forward, you know. Yes, we even have Junior Flemings who is playing and haven't given a call up, and Trevante Stewart, none of them as yet on this window. So it depends on the approach that Coach McLaren is going to take with the game tomorrow. They can't afford to lose it. Best if they go for a win and maintain that 1 point lead, because we know that Curacao is going to get the better of Grenada, Bermuda, who don't have a point. So it's better go for a win and then still lead in front when they come to Jamaica next week, Tuesday, which will be that very important match at the National Stadium against Curacao. So Jamaica have all to play for, and Trinidad are saying even though they are mathematically out of contention to to make it directly. They're not going to play no ease up ball against the Reggae Boys, because in fact, when they were playing at the National Stadium, Trinidad and Tobago scored 3 offside goal, and it questions the back line of Jamaica, right? And they don't know. They're going to try and see if they can still bring together some points to make that playoff spot. If they make it, the playoff spot, if they make it, yeah. So they're on 5 points, Curacao on 8, Jamaica on 9. So nothing easy coming from Trinidad. I know Dwight York is still haven't beaten Jamaica yet. They have drawn twice with Curacao, and they would love to get a win over Jamaica. So tomorrow evening now we'll wait and see how that progress. The boys are weary, knowing that a victory would keep them in front, and then coming to the National Stadium looking for a draw. But I think because Curacao have beaten them 2-0 in Curacao, they would love to win that match at the National Stadium next week, Tuesday. So we'll wait to see about that. Yes, we wanted to see the makeup of the team. I think persons are saying there's just Kahim Dixon and Ronaldo Cephas, and Bailey up front. Calamantari, yes, that Bailey. What I'm saying now, Leon Bailey, they say that he's injured. He haven't gotten a game at Roma. They don't play him because they say that he is not fit, but still he's being called to the squad. We don't know what's the condition of Bailey. That is Jamaica's Leon Bailey. But we'll wait and see if he'll be coming off the bench or starting or something. There's Demari Gray as well. Captain is back, Damian Lowe. I hope that he can get a start, because the defense is very important, and they can't afford to lose this match against Trinidad and Tobago. So we're looking forward to that match tomorrow, and I know that next week Tuesday is going to be a sellout at the National Stadium. So I know tickets them are hike for that. You know that, Mr. Richards? Mr. Richards? They have double the price of the ticket them for that last match at the National Stadium next week. Yeah, man, double it, So, trackside 5,000, bleachers where you used to get to 1,000, that gone up now. It's the last match, Kevin. So, JFF are going to make a meal out of this. As if we qualify, it's going to be historical. The second time Jamaica will be going for World Cup, and they want the crowd to come out to support the boys against Curacao come next week Tuesday. Well, we'll just wait and see for that. And the recovery still continue all around the island, and yes, a lot of persons making a contribution. You look at the World Championship 100 meters champion, that is Oblique Seville, what made a donation to some people in St. Elizabeth of over $500,000 Jamaican dollars, yes, and building material and stuff. So now the athletes are making their contribution. Shelley and Fraser Price as well, on behalf of Grace Kennedy, and Asafa Powell, and everyone is making their contribution. And persons are still saying on the government side it's slow, but the issue about these generator things now, let me just put a take on that. It's not really politics, someone really play with it, but if you have over 400 generator and everybody gets one, it's just that it makes sense that the people use it and they get it back, because it can use in future for emergencies, rather than having to give them away. You don't know when you're going to get another amount, but it's just that people don't trust the thing to say, and them forget it, or they, I'm not against that it goes back to the government, because it can use for several other things that will be needed. It will be kept under the management of ODPEM. So, and I know that they will have to play close to that to see that none of them is missing or being given away by the government. I think ADPEM would be responsible for those generators. So I'm not against them getting it and use it, and they are taking it back. More than you're going to take up 400 and generate and just give them out randomly. And if not everybody would get one, some would say them not get and one who gets. So it makes sense that it returns, guys, the item that can be used in other emergency and other things. Even if you got another disaster next year and so forth. But I have to pay close attention to these things that the government are getting as aid. Okay, so that's my take on this thing about the aid that is going on through the efforts of people in the diaspora and other sponsors for the victims of Hurricane Melissa, right? So we'll wait and see. We'll be taking close note of all the match in CONCACAF. I think Suriname have a very good chance of topping that group, getting an automatic qualifier for the World Cup, 2 Caribbean side there. So we are going to wait and see how the other matches go on, starting tomorrow in CONCACAF. It's going to be on the whole weekend because it's an international break, and yeah, we're going to wait and see how the matches are going to be progressed. Okay, so I think this will be the last of some qualification. We'll wait to see who will be the teams joining those that were qualified, and you're going to know the teams, of course, that are going to go to the playoff based on the amount of points they have accumulated going into that tournament next March to get a qualification and a berth going into the World Cup. Okay, we'll be back here on Friday again, and we'll be discussing what happened on Thursday, whether Jamaica victorious or not, or a draw. And we will be dissecting and taking a look at the teams and how the team have progressed after the match on Thursday. So this and more we'll be discussing on Friday when we meet again at 4 p.m. World of Sports and Entertainment. And back over to my host, Mr. Desmond Richards, for the remainder of the program.
Oh, so rising higher, higher, there's magic everywhere. The expectation of a nation's like music to the air. We're singing a brand new song, marching to a brand new beat. Down the hillside, through the valleys, filling every street. It's time to rise up.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Oh, Jamaica rise, we're built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky.
JPS, and what matters.
Imagine a world where information is power, where news meets insight. This is Eyes on the World, your personal lens. We are watching with you. Stay informed, stay curious, get the world's stories reported to you. Eyes on the World, your perspective.
Oh yes, welcome to your program, Eyes on the World. Yes, and this evening we are going to be talking about the Palestinian peace agreement. You will recall that President Trump 20-point peace plan was implemented, and there was a peace agreement, and you know the world turn its eyes off what is happening. Well, what we know so far is that Israel has breached the agreement several times. As a matter of fact, over 240 Palestinians have been killed so far. The bombings continue. They have denied food from reaching the people. The people are still starving. No food, water, and medical attention. So we are going to be talking to some guests this evening. But let us show you some of the videos. For example, what is happening in Sudan. Take a look at some of what we have provided for you this evening.
These videos give a glimpse of what is happening on the ground in Sudan's catastrophic civil war. Most were posted online recently by accounts sympathetic to the powerful paramilitary, the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF. The soldiers are boasting about capturing the major city of El Fasher, which had been under siege for many months. The fighters also filmed themselves carrying out gruesome executions. Many of these videos are too graphic to broadcast, and the few we will be heavily blurred. But they're important because they show the latest shocking violence in a civil war which has seen at least tens of thousands killed, more than 14 million estimated displaced, and led to warnings that atrocities are being carried out. ABC News Verify has been documenting what's being uploaded, trying to understand how the bloodshed is impacting the lives of civilians caught up in it.
The world continues to look away because it's comfortable to label it too complicated.
This latest conflict in Sudan began in April 2023 when fighting broke out in the capital Khartoum, but its origins go much further back. In 2019, Omar al-Bashir was ousted in a coup after popular protests against his 3-decade-long rule. A joint civilian-military transitional government eventually took over.
But sadly, the transition to democracy was hijacked by the two armed groups that were in existence at the time.
The Sudanese Armed Forces, or SAF, led by General Burhan, and the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, led by a man known as Hemeti. The two together staged another coup in 2021.
I think they both feared the likelihood of a civilian takeover, so they were unlikely allies in that moment. The RSF was created by Omar al-Bashir to do a lot of dirty work in the Sudan that the Sudanese armed forces may have been less willing to do, but he also empowered the SAF to control the RSF, so that competition had been inbuilt into the relationship between the RSF and the Sudanese armed forces right from the beginning.
They turned their guns on each other in 2023, and now, after years of fighting, the SAF control much of the east, including the capital, having recently retaken it, and the RSF control much of the west, including, as of late last month, the capital of North Darfur state, El Fasher, which had served as the SAF's last major stronghold in Darfur.
The Sudanese armed forces and the RSF have no concern for the civilian population. They're caught in the middle.
Accessing cities like El Fasher is difficult and dangerous, so monitoring of the war is largely left to aid groups still operating there and via videos posted online, but also satellites capturing developments from space. On October 27, just after El Fasher was taken by the RSF, war crime investigators at the Yale Humanitarian Research Lab noticed this, what they call objects and reddish earth discoloration appearing in imagery. The analysis says vehicles can also be seen blocking roads. The next day, the objects remain in place.
They did not appear in the baseline imagery from a couple days before. There was no presence of objects between 1.3 to 2 meters in length, and that range on the object is critical because a human body lying horizontally in 30 centimeter satellite imagery will measure in terms of pixels between 1.3 to full 2 meters. The discoloration, it's usually about a half a meter in size, and it occurs when the bodies first appear, and that's the blood discoloration. We mathematically measure it, and it comes back mathematically as true red.
At a university building on October 27, the scene repeats. The next day, more objects and discoloration can be seen. We have geolocated this video to inside the main building. It's extremely graphic and shows a man kneeling on the ground before he is executed. Many more bodies can be seen. Nearby, in a facility known as the Saudi Hospital, objects are again seen in imagery from October 28.
We were horrified by reports of the tragic killings of more than 460 people, both patients and their companions.
We've been speaking with a worker from the Saudi hospital who managed to escape El Fasher. For safety reasons, we won't identify them. One of their messages to us simply read, "All my patients, my staff, and everyone else in the hospital were killed. They shot them all." On the outskirts of town, at an embankment constructed by the RSF to encircle the city, this can be seen in imagery from October 31. It shows burnt-out vehicles and many bodies. The aftermath of this carnage was filmed by the RSF. ABC News Verified geolocated the video to the same location.
What shocked me is how little the world has cared. And there's no Save Darfur lawn signs. There's no protests like Gaza.
The RSF's leader acknowledged what he called violations had taken place.
Some of them, they also recognize their relatives on cameras, that on the brutal videos that...
Yes, there you have it, what is happening in Sudan. Yes. But as I indicated earlier on, that the Israelis, while the focus on Palestine, has shifted. And while that is happening, the Israelis continue to breach the peace plan. And as I said, over 240 Palestinians have been killed so far. Well, I have with me this afternoon, and Eyes on the World, Aleme Ayobe, Suleiman Balbuya, and Gerald Pereira. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, brother.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Now, the situation is that this peace plan is not being observed by the Israelis. What do you make of it? What do you think is going to happen? We want to start with Ayobe. Aleme, what do you think is the next move?
I'm not sure what the next move is. I saw today that they were supposedly meeting to discuss the phase 2 of this so-called peace plan or ceasefire agreement. It's neither a ceasefire agreement or a peace plan. I don't see any peace in it whatsoever, or any sort of ceasing of fire. As you said, more than 240 people have been killed after this so-called agreement. They have not complied with the delivery of humanitarian aid. That has not been coming in as it should. And it seems that there is a concern regarding the second phase of this plan and whether or not they will actually retreat back to the areas where they're supposed to, because it seems like their goal is to separate Gaza into two parts. And I read somewhere today that there are analysts saying that they will probably not move back past the yellow line as they are supposed to be doing in phase 2, and there is a grave concern that Gaza will remain largely in part as it is now, and I hope that's not the case, and I hope that the world wakes up and continues fighting that this does not happen. But there is a concern that there will be an area that is under Israeli control, and an area. So the areas where Hamas will not, because they will not lay down their weapons, so there will be an area that will continue being under Israeli control. So that means that, in part, they will succeed with their original plan, which was to control a large part of Gaza.
Yes.
So I don't see any sort of peace in this plan, and I definitely do not see any sort of ceasefire.
Yes. Suleiman, what is your take?
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you again for the opportunity to speak. I agree with my sister. This is neither a ceasefire nor a peace plan. In fact, I saw something recently which someone was doing a meme. It said, Palestinians, you cease, Israelis, we fire. That is the continuation of what they've been doing for 70 plus years. And they have a tradition of breaking agreements, not keeping to agreements, not living up to the expectations that the international community puts on them. So we know that this is the same old, same everything is happening over again. And again, the Palestinian people are suffering as a result. We should not shift our focus. Yes, we should highlight the other places in the world that are facing similar atrocities, but we should not also deviate from our focus on our Palestinian brothers and sisters, because they continue to face the aggression of the Zionists. They continue to face annihilation, genocide, and ethnic cleansing, and it continues, and it's continuing even so in the West Bank. We are seeing increasingly the settlers are coming into the West Bank, and they're creating havoc. You see it now with the olive harvest. So you continue to see a movement and an expansion of Zionist Israeli settlers, and there's no change in what the behavior has been. So there's no ceasefire, I agree, and there's no peace plan for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Gerald. What?
Yeah. Greetings to all, and thank you for having me, brother.
Yes, sir.
And I must agree. I agree with my the previous speakers. But let me say this: from the inception, this was a grand deception plan. Look at what Trump and the Israelis did. Trump was talking about talks with the Iranians. And as the Iranians were getting ready, Trump and Netanyahu had already agreed, and they deceived the Iranians, and they went in and they bombed Iran. Good. The same thing happened with Qatar. The Americans knew that Israel was going to bomb Qatar, but then they provided their information long after. Hamas was going to attending the meeting in Doha, and the plan was to kill the representatives of Hamas. But luckily, they got away. So Netanyahu and Trump is not interested. There is no peace. These people they're deceivers, and they keep deceiving the world. Now, Israel is not holding its end of the bargain. Hamas has done, and not just Hamas, I keep making this point, because it's 6 organizations that made up that resistance when they launched that justifiable attack on Israel. So it's not just Hamas. You have the other groups agree, the other organizations agree with Hamas. So Hamas did consult them, they all agree. That's Palestinian Islamic Jihad. You have the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, the Democratic Front for the Liberation of Palestine. These two groups are Marxist-Leninist in orientation. And you have their popular committees. So this Hamas, along with these other organizations, agreed to this so-called peace plan. But they knew that the Israelis and the Americans were not going to stick to their end of the bargain. What they want is Hamas and the other organizations to lay down their weapons. Now, you will have to be absolutely stupid. Why should Hamas lay down its weapons, or any of those organizations that make up the Palestinian resistance surrender their weapons so that Israel can go in and slaughter them? And while Israel pulled back when some of the hostages were being handed over, Israel was attacking Lebanon, bombing Lebanon. So my point is, neither Trump nor Netanyahu are committed to the peace plan. This is their intention is to annihilate, to wipe out the Palestinian people completely. You only have to listen to the language that is emanating from Tel Aviv. You listen to these people, and in fact, they're worse than the Nazis, right? And maybe many of them learned well from the Nazis, but you listen to them. They are committed. This greater Zionist project is aimed not just at Palestine, but at other countries. Israel, including Syria. Israel's idea is to expand, and the United States and Trump are going along with this.
Yes. Now, when you look at what is happening here, what should be done to get the authorities and to get the world to know what is happening? Because it would appear as if these new breaches by the Israelis they are not well known. What should be done, you think, to get attention to that the atrocities continue, and what action should be taken to prevent? What do you think should be done?
Anyone?
Yes, anyone. Yeah, it is a question to all three of you, so anyone can start answer.
I think that we should start. I think that we should continue with our protest. I think we should continue speaking out. I think we should not put an end because we think that there's a ceasefire. I think we should continue to agitate and lobby our governments to speak out and say and to bring people on board. We cannot stop. I mean, we've had protests for 2 years running, people on the streets. We have had, lobbying with our governments and our different agencies to bring Israel to account, and that should never end. That should not end. And Caribbean governments need to constantly be on standby to keep talking about the Palestinian issue. And we as people that understand what is happening should be the ones behind agitating them to do so. In Barbados, we've launched we've done an appeal to the Supreme Court on when they throw out the case that we have brought. That appeal is supposed to be heard. We intend to meet with the Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister to continue to have this issue on the table and to continue to speak about it. We cannot remain silent. Now we have to continue agitated.
Yes. Aleme?
Yes, I agree with Brother Suleiman. We do have to continue as if there was never an announcement of a ceasefire. The world should never stop, should never have stopped protesting. And by the way, to add to what he was saying about the other global conflicts in the world, they all are centered around Zionism. What is happening in Sudan is also because of Israel and its policies, along with its, of course, allies such as the United Arab Emirates. So we have to remind people that this genocidal apartheidist entity of Israel is the main cause of all the problems that we have in the world. So we need to continue with that information and spreading that awareness and continue taking to the streets, continue boycotting, contacting our governments, demanding that they cut ties with Israel. And I don't believe that they don't know. I believe they know. But I think this whole so-called quote-unquote peace plan was just something to appease the people, for them to just be quiet, sort of like when you give a child a pacifier so they can sit down and be quiet. And I think we should not take that. And we need to continue with the mass protests and sanctions and blocking the ports like the countries have been doing, blocking ports, disrupting, contacting governments, and of course always boycotting. That's always, you have to continue.
Yes. Gerald?
Well, my brother, let me say this. I do agree with what my two comrades just said. I absolutely agree. But, I believe, and I shared the view once, take my Minister Farrakhan. He said, do not appeal to the beast. The beast has no ability to reason. I mean, look at the United States and Israel. The U.S. and Israel are rogue states. They are above international law. They do not respect international law. The U.S. actually, look at the way Trump threatened judges in the international court. Threatened them. It's contempt of court. The United States is not even a signatory to the International Criminal Court because the U.S. soldiers have committed crimes and you cannot bring them before any court. The U.S. does not recognize the court. Israel can get away with whatever they wish to do. They get away with it. I mean, look at what happened in Iraq on the basis of a lie. Tony Blair and George Bush Jr., you destroyed a country. You killed millions of people. Good. And then you went into Libya and you destroyed the most prosperous country in Africa on the basis of another lie. And within a certain time, when they went to the UN, they used the UN when it suits them. Good. And within less than 3 days, they had no-fly zone against Iraq, no-fly zone against Gaddafi. And they enlisted they enlisted the support of, I'm going to use a term, I love it, that was used by the great Chinese revolutionary leader Mao Zedong. They enlisted their running dogs to destroy Libya. The United Arab Emirates and Qatar and all of them played a very strategic role in the destruction of Libya. And the Zionists were involved, as the sister pointed out. The world needs to know this. Let me tell you something. Do you know that the French, some time ago, a number of years ago, under Omar Bashir, because everything here is interconnected and interrelated. These are not isolated events, and so you have to dot the I's and cross the T. Under Omar Bashir, France was supposed to deliver a number of fighter aircraft, and they refused to because of the sanctions against the Bashir regime in Sudan. Okay? Do you know that when the invasion of Libya started, Sudan provided fighters to the rat bells along with Qatar, and Sudan allowed the airspace to be used against Libya. After the overthrow of Libya and the death of Muammar Gaddafi, France released the planes to Sudan for the role they played. And you know what Omar Bashir said when Gaddafi was overthrown and killed? These were his words. He said Sudan is going to be better off with the death of Gaddafi. Why? Why? Because Gaddafi supported the Sudanese People's Liberation John Garang's organization against the Khartoum regime. The GEM movement, the Justice and Equality movement led by Khalid Ibrahim, that was based in Libya. And Bashir wanted his extradition, and Gaddafi said no. And they left after the collapse of the Jamahiriya and went out to fight. So they fought against the Khartoum regime. And the Zionists today have moved some of these pseudo-Islamic groups. These Islamic groups in Syria, they are now in the Sahel, playing a role on the assisting U.S. imperialism and Zionism to destabilize the Sahel countries. So, yes, as the sister pointed out, the Zionists are behind all of these things, and their role is not separated from that of U.S. imperialism. That's why in the recent vote to lift the blockade, to end the sanctions against Cuba, there was only about 5 or 6 abstentions. And the entire world voted in favor of Cuba, and 2 voted against Cuba. 2 voted for the sanctions to remain. And that's the rogue state of the United States of America and the Zionist apartheid state of Israel.
Yes. And I am going to take a break, but when we return, we want to look at, you might have seen that an Israeli medical team was sent to Jamaica to assist in the recovery program. Now, we observe that the Israelis have bombed hospitals in Gaza, and they are sending a medical team to Jamaica. Let us take a break. This is Rebel Radio.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleypark Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
To Tools, hardware and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring and more. At Tools, hardware and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Oh, Jamaica eyes were built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky.
JPS, powering what matters.
Yes, welcome back. We are on Eyes on the World. Yes, as I was saying that right now in Jamaica you have an Israeli medical team, and one of the things that I have learned that we should have them under close observation, because the reports said that the Israelis were buying body organs in Kenya. So we must have them under control. And we also see that there are reports that some of those bodies, Palestinian bodies that were sent back to Gaza, that the organs were missing.
Yes.
Yes. What do you think about that, Suleiman?
So yes, that is absolutely what we've been hearing. The reports coming out of Palestine is on that, and we have to be extra careful in this region. We have open door policy for Israeli citizens to come into our countries, and that is one of the key aspects that we have been lobbying our government to put an end to. That they must insist that there's either visas or greater scrutiny at our ports of entry for these persons, because we know that there are most of them that are coming out are connected to the genocide. And you've seen other countries turning the screws on these persons coming into their countries because they're looking for places to go. And we in this region must be conscious of that. And we must lobby our governments to turn the screws on immigration, let immigration be more vigilant for these persons coming. We have had reports of them, some of them retired generals and so on from the Zionist forces in Barbados, and speaking boldly about what they have done. So going into Jamaica under the pretext of helping and so on after the hurricane, that has to be called out as well. Israel cannot. They are a rogue state in the world, as our brothers said. They are a Zionist genocidal state. They cannot be pretending to be providing aid to anyone when they're killing and bombing hospitals and destroying people and forcing starvation on people. Cannot. So our governments in our region must stand up, and I know the Jamaican government has had a good relation with them, and they have not changed that course, but we must speak out as people. The Jamaican people must speak out, that we cannot continue to support these kind of countries that flout international laws and go against human rights. And as our brother has pointed out, and our sister as well, they are the cause of the conflicts around the world, either directly or indirectly by the way that they behave. People will see them behaving and flouting the rules, and they will do the same thing. And that is the same with Trump and the United States of America, and then now they're in our region pretending to be doing something that they're not doing, and we know what their intentions are. So we have to be, as citizens of this region, to be vigilant, to be knowledgeable about what's taking place, and to continue to speak out regardless of what consequences there are.
Yes. Aleme, what is your take?
Yes. I agree with Brother Suleiman that this is they try to paint this image of being humanitarian coming to the aid of the Jamaican people by sending a medical group under the pretext that they are there to offer support, medical support, with everything that we know about this occupational force, everything from, precise, like you said, bodies returned with surgical precision that scientists have, investigations have produced that these were done specifically for organ donation. So the methods in which these organs have been removed were done specifically for organ donations. When you have an entity like this, an occupational force like the Zionists, like Israel, you have to question their motives. Everything happens for a reason, and nothing that they do can be considered as a humanitarian effort, because we have seen definitely for the past 2 years, but most recently, most violently in the past 2 years, that nothing they do can be considered humanitarian, and nothing they do can be considered of goodwill. So Jamaica has to be very careful, and as Brother Sulaiman said, very cautious and vigilant about their purpose there. It's no surprise that all these things are happening now in the Caribbean, and all of a sudden they decide to send a medical team to Jamaica. So there's always a reason for everything, especially when it comes to the United States and Israel.
Yes, yes. And we observe that the U.S. military presence in the Caribbean continues to be, it continues and it is getting larger. One of the things that we don't understand is why the Americans need so much military hardware to fight drugs in the Caribbean. Why is that? It is more than suspicious, and they have not said so. Well, apart from the American president last month indicating that he had given the CIA permission to go into Venezuela, they have not been very clear on what their plans are. But we don't see it, or we can't accept that their military presence here is a drug fighting one. I think they have other things on their mind. What do you think about it, Suleiman?
Well, go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, brother.
No, you go ahead.
No, well, it's clear that, we've seen this this playbook before, regime change, and they always come up with something, whether it's weapons of mass destruction, as I pointed out, in Iraq, and much going back earlier to when Maurice Bishop was the New Jewel Movement government was building the airport. They said, they're building an airport so that Soviet planes and Cuban troops and would be a threat to U.S. security. And there's always this thing, Panama, and it goes on and on. So this whole thing about the war on drugs is a colossal lie. This is regime change. Do you know that those boats they have blown up? They've killed more than 69 persons have been killed. That's why the fishermen are not going out.
Yes.
Not one of those is documented are drug boats. They cannot, why the U.S. military, the U.S. naval forces cannot intercept those boats, arrest the crew, and show the entire world the drugs. Yes. Now Trump, it's not, it's about regime change. But Trump now is beaten up on President Petro of Colombia. He is calling President Petro a drug dealer. And to quick, the former president who's living in New York, the home that he built, that he bought, was money that he obtained from the drug cartel. When Petro as Petro pointed out, when he was carrying the fight against the drug dealers, the drug cartels, the senators and them, they wanted to kill him. Now he's carrying the fight against it, the drug cartel. He is being described by the lunatic Trump, and that's what he is, a lunatic, as a drug dealer. This idea is to overthrow the Bolivarian regime and to take control of the world's largest oil and gas reserve in Venezuela, and at the same time in Guyana. Because once the United States put down a military base in Guyana, they're not going to leave. The Iraqi parliament has voted over and over for American forces to leave the country. America ignores the rights of a sovereign nation and still have the military base there. And you have the popular militias that are firing rockets to get them out. So if we believe that when they put down a military base, we are going to march and protest, it's not going to work. I honestly feel that the way forward is for the masses of the Caribbean to hit the streets. And when Trump, listen to the language of Trump, kill, we're going to kill him, we're going to take him up. Well, we have to start using that language. We have to start saying kill, we have to start using that language. And I hope the day will come when the Caribbean people, when the masses of Caribbean people will be able to run U.S. diplomats out of their cities. Whether it's Guyana, whether it's Trinidad, run them out. Because right now they're running our people out. Look at what they're doing. People who have legal residence in the United States are being picked up by ICE. ICE is exactly, tell me if the behavior, the tactics of ICE is different from the Gestapo. And yet we have, with the exception of a few, our Caribbean leaders are a bunch of cowards. They're cowards. They're intimidated. They allow these people, the Western nations, to bully them. And they have to do whatever you want. You have to take your hat off to Mayor Motley for standing firmly, as well as Prime Minister Galston Brown in Antigua and Barbuda. But those are individuals. We have to mobilize our people. And I just want to say this, brother, because we have the Israelis here in Guyana, and we have the boycott and divest, the BDS, and sanction against them that we're working on, because they're putting on some hydroponic farm here and a dairy plant. So we want them out. Years ago, Prime Minister Burnham severed all relations many moons ago with Israel and recognized the PLO. So we have to take a solid position against these people. And what I really want to say here quickly is the right wing, one of the things that have a disease, it's a great lie that has infected our people, is this lie, this pseudo-theology, this unscriptural teaching that was pushed by these right-wing evangelical churches. You know, you have people telling you, those are God-chosen people. Let me say this, as someone who's trained in theology, those who occupy Israel are not the Jews of biblical time. They're imposters. Secondly, the founders of Zionism were all atheists. And if you're reading the scriptures to believe that the Jews were the chosen people, today, and Christians need to understand this, that the chosen, after Christ came and brought his message, the chosen people of God are the righteous. Those who stand up against injustice, those who stand up against oppression, those who stand up against racism, fascism, Zionism. Whether they are Muslim, whether they're Christian, whether they're Rastafari, and even if they're atheists, once you stand up against any form of injustice and falsehood, you are of the righteous. You are of the children of God, not the Jews.
Okay. Aleme, what is your take?
Well, I agree with what the brother just said about, this whole smokescreen that is their excuse for it being a war on drugs. We all know that that is not the case, but I will go, it is about imperialism and power and land grab and regime change. But I will even go further than that, because we had a discussion a few days ago in a panel about geopolitics, that there's also the implication that this goes beyond just a small part of the region, but that Trump sees the South America and certain South American countries and BRICS in particular as a threat to its empire.
Correct.
So this is a strategic move to destabilize these regions so that the threat is then, controlled. Because we're seeing a shift in geopolitics and in, allies, formations, what is happening right now, especially after what was happening in Palestine and in Gaza in particular, but in other Middle Eastern countries as well, Iran in particular. Remember that, China and Russia are going to step in and defend Venezuela if that is the case. So it goes beyond just the struggle and the greed for oil and resources. I think it is in the end Trump imposing his power and his might to show that he is, some people might say, the optimists might say that this is the final battle, the final struggle before the empire falls. We don't know, because empires do fall. But I do believe that this is a strategic move to show its power in the sense of the other allies, BRICS, standing in to support Venezuela and destabilizing this region, in favor of United States and Israel. So all of these need to be taken account.
Yes. Gerald, you think that...
That's right. He's absolutely right.
Yes. And the region should...
Yeah, because
Gerald.
Trump is going after, because of course BRICS and the multipolar world that is emerging, and when empires are going down, those who defend the empire believe that the empire will always be there, that it's eternal. The Romans thought so, the Greeks, everybody, until it's not. So when it's like a wounded lion, it's going to become, when the lion is wounded, it will become more vicious. Yeah. And what Trump is doing, an attack on Venezuela is not going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be a regional conflict. I am a citizen of Guyana. We share borders with Venezuela. I do not want any war. But if the neo-colonial regime in Guyana, the neo-colonial regime in Trinidad are going to allow our countries to be used as launching pads, an attack against Venezuela, then Venezuela has a legitimate right to self-defense, and they have a right, the same way the U.S. can use Guyana and Trinidad to send their aircraft in to bomb Venezuela, then the Venezuelans, it's a dialectical. For every action, there's a reaction. Venezuela has a legitimate right to rain missiles on us. So if we don't want that, then our people have to come into the streets. As I said, we have to come into the streets, because once this war begins, it's going to escalate. The guerrilla, the National Liberation Army, one of the last remaining guerrilla group that has never laid down their weapons, they already said that they're going to fight alongside the Venezuelan forces in defense of the Bolivarian Revolution. And it's going to involve Colombia, it's going to spill over to Brazil, and it's going to it's going to have a tremendous and very negative and destructive impact on Guyana and Trinidad and other countries in the region.
No, we don't want that. We want our region to remain a zone of peace, because
that's right.
Because if there's a war, it is going to impact the entire Caribbean.
That's right.
There will be no safe zone, right? And we don't want that. We have
and speaking from a Curacao perspective as well, we have Venezuela to the south of us and our connection with them politically as well. But we also rely on the tourism from the United States. So either way, the Curacao tries to remain neutral, but at the same time they have they don't call it a military base, but it is. It's mostly for a point of mail and delivery and cargo, but we all know that it's a military base, a U.S. military base, and that we all know that Trump is fully capable of imposing on us that be used. He hasn't yet, but we have to be very wary and cautious about the impact that this will have, either directly or indirectly, on all the islands. For us particularly, it will be a huge financial, economical blow, in the sense that, we have this trade with Venezuela. We have this connection with ties with Venezuela to our south, but we also rely on the United States for tourism. Curacao relies mostly financially on tourism. So it's a difficult spot for all the islands in the Caribbean.
Yes, of course. Yes. And as brothers,
it will be catastrophic.
Yes.
It will be catastrophic for the entire region if there is an invasion and an attack on Venezuela. It will be catastrophic, and I know that our leaders know that, and we as citizens, as our brother said and our sister, that we must continue to stand up. But I want to enter something else into this equation, and it is about race. And you see a racial superiority coming out here when this is happening, and because there's a decline in the world of the white people, you see them now trying to exert that military might, because they are seeing the rise of people that are of color coming up militarily, financially. You're seeing South-South cooperation. You're seeing countries getting together that traditionally have not gotten together. And so you see these empires, and I agree that these empires are in their dying stages. To be honest, there are. When they will die eventually, we don't know, but they are in their dying stages. And you see them trying to exert that pressure, but it's on race. It is on race. I am saying that because I know that they have that feeling of superiority over the world. And you're seeing people of color now coming away and moving up and getting better in the world. And we, as people of color, people that know better, we need to continue to agitate, to educate, and to speak, and that people know what is really happening in the world.
Yes,
I agree with your position, brother.
Yes.
But I'd like to be more, I agree with you when we speak about white supremacy. We can be more specific. I like to be more specific in terms of Anglo-Saxon supremacy. Because even the Russians, you notice the Russians keep referring to the Western countries that are pushing the war, supporting Ukraine, as the Anglo-Saxons.
Yes.
And one Russian senior spokeswoman said that Anglo-Saxons can't solve crop issues by dialogue and this, only by war. And why I also said that is because we have to remember that it was the West European countries that committed colonial genocide against indigenous peoples and built their country on the enslavement and trading captive Africans.
Absolutely.
Laid the material basis for capitalism to take off in the West. So we understand. Eric Williams pointed that out to Walter Rodney. And they are going down. They're going down, as you rightfully said. And their attempt, Trump is bullying. I mean, I've spoken to diplomats who told me, one diplomat told me that he was at a conference in Chile and U.S. representatives actually physically assaulted him. right? Physically assaulted him. And this was on issues of reparations and so. I just want to say this, brother, because of Jamaica. I was listening to King Charles say that Britain will commit £2.5 million to help Jamaica in the recovery. Imagine, £2.5 million to Jamaica, right? But Britain has given millions, hundreds of millions of pounds to the war in Ukraine. And the same Britain is telling Guyana that they're going to help us. They're going to fight and defend us against Venezuela. But this is the same Britain. This came out not too long ago. Do you know that the United States and Britain during the COVID, when we had the COVID pandemic, Britain and the United States refused to give countries in the Caribbean, I can speak of Guyana, refused to give us the vaccine, free vaccines. Mm-hmm. They said any vaccine, we have to buy it. But these are the people who wanted, claiming they're going to defend us. And you know who provided the vaccines to us?
Cuba.
Free of charge. It's China and Russia, and we got stuff from Cuba. Yes. And you know what Trinidad did? Trinidad was the only country in the region that were, if you were traveling from Guyana and you had the Sputnik vaccine, you were taking the Sputnik, Trinidad was turning you back. You had to take the British, the Pfizer. The Pfizer vaccine turned out to be what? So what I'm telling you, good? These are the people are hypocrites. They're actual hypocrites.
Yes.
You know, they do not have the interest, as my brother just pointed out. They're going down, they're racist. They do not have the interest of non-white people and Africans at heart. This is about taking control of the region and taking control of its resources.
Okay.
Good. As we pointed out, if you study the Monroe Doctrine carefully, the United States was always contemptuous of our sovereignty independence. They never took our sovereignty and independence seriously.
Yes.
As just people in the back end.
That is where we have to leave it for today. We have actually exhausted our time, gentlemen, but we'll have to keep these issues on the front burner. They are impacting our lives. I want to thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Let us say to be continued. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thanks very much. That was Eyes on the World. Yes, we had Gerald Pereira, Aleme Ayube, and Suleiman Balbuya. Yes, and we were discussing current events. Well, that's the end of today's show. Thanks to all my listeners and viewers. And remember that do whatever you can to assist the people in the West. Yes, let us remember our brothers and sisters at this time. Thanks to my technical operator, Kevin. And remember, users of the road, be careful. The hospitals are overburdened. And remember, the criminal elements are out there. Protect yourself until Friday. Yes, this is Rebel Radio, and I am Desmond Richards.
Imagine a world where information is power, where news meets insight. This is Eyes on the World.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Oh, Jamaica rise, we're built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're reaching heights, our energy that lights the sky.
JPS, power in what matters.